What's up, you all? What is up, you all? Welcome to The Left-Handed Leftist. You all, thank you so much for tuning into another one of our YouTube exclusive episodes. You all have been eating these up, and I'm so happy. It's really showing your support on our YouTube channel. We are continuously growing, so please, please, please keep it up. I want to also say that this is a really special episode. It's my first kind of like election prediction episode. So please let me know in the comments what you all think and any things that you all want to hear from or see as we keep growing this channel and we keep growing our podcast out. So in this episode, you all, I'm joined by three amazing Charles County activists, politicos, influencers, all the different key phrases to people who are really in community and grinding it out in the activism circles and organizing spaces. I'm joined by Micaiah, Greg, and Deron. And if you are in Charles County politics, you definitely know who those three people are. And you all will be we're going to be talking about the commissioner races. We're going to be talking about the state delegates, state senator races, and we're also going to be talking about the congressional race happening in Maryland's 5th congressional district as well. So you all, and before we get into it, I want to say everything expressed by any of the guests here and on any of my podcasts or YouTube episodes is, if you say it, that is the person who represents it. So anybody's comments that they make are not a reflection of the podcast, except my comments, because it's my podcast. But those views expressed of my guests are theirs and theirs alone. And I want to also say that anytime anyone makes any type of allegations, those are definitely allegations and everything is alleged. We don't want no problem coming back to our channel and our show here as well. So you all, before we get into the episode, I want to just say, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Keep those YouTube numbers going up. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you can get alerted every time we drop a new episode right here on our YouTube page. And with that, let's get the episode started. What's up, y'all? What is up, y'all? All the left-handed leftist viewers. Let me first start out by saying, y'all, I got a masterclass of people here with me today. I got Micaiah, Deron, and Greg here, and I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. But first off, how's everybody feeling tonight or today, whatever time you're watching this?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great.
Awesome.
Very
awesome.
good.
I
Doing
love
a lot
it.
better
So let's
than
go
the people
ahead.
standing out in that hot parking lot at the JC's. They got to be
Right.
miserable out there.
Look, we're gonna get into one of the candidates. I know they must be getting paid top dollar to be carrying around billboard signs and all that. But look, so before we get into it, yeah, can everybody just go ahead? We're gonna go around so people just give a little intro of themselves, how long you live in the county, what orgs you're repping, or just yourself, and who you are as well. And I want to start with you, Micaiah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Micaiah Tajay Carrington Lloyd. I've been a resident of Charles County since I was a little baby, since I was 1. I'm 24 years old. I rep myself. I have a nonprofit, My Art and Mind. And yeah, everyone knows me as the data center girl right now. Yeah.
Shout out to stopping data centers locally.
About that.
Let's go ahead to Deron.
Wow. This is Deron Tross. Of course, everyone knows me through Charles County Matters. I have an opinion. It's my opinion. And other folks' opinion really doesn't fucking matter. You let me live rent-free in your head, I'm just going to stomp on it.
I love it already. I hope, I hope to everyone who has Deron in the condo in their head, it's a good view. I hope y'all looking at some nice stuff, so he's enjoying it.
Man, that's beachfront property.
Here we go.
I was about to say, yeah, that's resort property right there.
Top class, high property value, all that. Greg, what's up?
What's going on, y'all? I'm Greg Waring. I am a native of Charles County, from Indian Head originally, then grew up in Waldorf and Carrington, played a high school graduate. Representing myself, a lot of strong opinions based on a lot of scars with charter board and all of that I chaired. And I've become kind of a wannabe journalist for Deron. I've been doing a lot of recaps on what's happening in Charles County politics and other issues. So got a lot of strong opinions about this cast of characters. I'm happy to talk a little shit with y'all.
Hold up, back up.
Uh-huh.
And some folks don't think I live in Charles County. I've been here for 24 goddamn years, okay? I do not live in Washington, D.C. I own some property in Virginia, so if you're looking for somewhere to rent, let me know. But I am a resident of Charles County. I pay taxes here.
Any day of the week, you can find Deron walking down McDaniel or Smallwood Drive. Or
Really?
Wait, honestly?
Yeah. Yes.
I walk the community.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Look at
Honk
this.
the
This is
horn or
what
get in the
community
finger.
looks like. Y'all, this is what community looks like. And you already know me. Carlos Childs hosted this show here. Resident since what? 4th grade. And I'm now 28 years old. Lord help us all. So, y'all, we're going to be talking about the candidates today running in Charles County. Commissioner, we got delegate, senator, and also everyone's most craziest race, Congress. So, y'all, I'm going to just go ahead and get into it. Let's start with these commissioner president candidates. We have 3 candidates running in the primary: Amanda Stewart, Diotha Sweat, Vontasha Stewart. We can start out talking about everybody's, I was about to say favorite commissioner, but I didn't want to just lie like that. So we're talking about the commissioner first. Amanda Stewart, she is the current commissioner of District 3. This is her, she's in her 3rd term. Her being, if she's elected to commissioner president, will be her 4th term. These are 4-year terms. So she's been serving a long time. Let's start with, what are people thinking about her running for commissioner president? How do you all think she's done as a commissioner to want to be commissioner president? And I'll open it up to the floor.
Fucking lie.
Okay.
I
That's a
mean,
great place to start.
What's that cliche? Liar, liar till your pants on fire. I mean, she's a good liar.
Why do you say that?
She doesn't tell the truth, man. I mean, she's broken promises. I mean, we've had her 12 years here in Waldorf. The place still looks the same. Trash all over the place. She doesn't respond to constituents. One point in time, she said she wasn't taking developer money, but she showed taking that developer money now. The folks in Waldorf, guess what? Another Wally World is coming. La Plata denied the Walmart. So guess what? It's coming to Walmart. I mean, Walmart is coming to, what's the name of that property up there, Greg?
Waldorf Station, somewhere around that.
Waldorf Station. Yeah.
Wait, the new one that they're building.
It's already been approved?
No, she's pushing.
The zoning, okay, so the zoning is still up for grabs.
So can one of y'all real quick just do a quick TLDR for the people, or too long, don't read explanation on just that recent kind of amendment that Amanda Stewart was pushing to make it easier for these big box retailers to come into the county that kind of prompts this.
Great.
Yeah, that whole corridor in Waldorf going out is supposed to be a redevelopment zone where you can get smaller walkable areas and try to get more smaller businesses and local type shops there, and connect it all into, in the future, a transit project. She's trying to relax the zoning so big box, 100,000 square feet retailers like super Walmarts can come in. We already have big boxes there. We don't need more of that. But she's pushing that through. It was originated by her, and even county staff didn't know why she was asking for this zoning change.
Wow. So we're looking at having and for those of y'all who don't know, that Waldorf station has been in construction phase for probably going on a decade now, y'all. And
it started right after Western Parkway, which still hasn't been completed. They've been trying to build that road for 20 goddamn years.
Can we clarify where this is? Is this like by the Sonic area where they just put the honey grow?
Yeah, that like backside, and then I think it extends all the way to behind Home Depot. That's where that road starts. So it's on. Go ahead.
It's on both sides. It's on both sides of 301. So the Sonic area in back is, I don't know if that's the east or that's the west.
West side.
East is the Pineville side. So they've already put up Ironwood Apartments. There's more homes that are going to go there. Royal Farms is going to go there. So it's on both sides of 301.
The Royal Farms is approved?
They approved the entrance and the exits. So the plan is just got blessed by the Planning Commission.
You about to get some more chicken?
Nah, y'all finna see me on the side of the road protesting because this is getting ridiculous.
She's got her big sign right there where the Royal Farms are going to go.
Right by the Royal Farms is right there.
So she's just ready. She's like, look, y'all gonna get y'all chicken in a little bit. Before that, you got to get me. Micaiah, what do you think? Like, what do you think as someone who is also grown up in Charles County, is still a young person? Like, what do you think of just Commissioner Stewart's just work so far as commissioner?
So I would say I'm a political delinquent. I have just started paying attention. Maybe in November when they started this data center shit. But from my lived experience, I'm like a Waldorf suburban princess. Like, I love Waldorf with all of my heart. And it is just a trash can of fried chicken, liquor stores, and gas stations. If this woman has been district commissioner for half of my life.
Damn.
So, like, based off my lived experience, it's a F. Like, it's a F minus. You have failed, you have flunked, and you need to leave. You need to skedaddle.
Yeah, it is.
Can I jump off that point?
No, please, y'all. Yeah. And also, everybody, feel free to jump in as you please. Yeah.
So, Micaiah, I think what you just said is what is actually happening here. She does not represent her district. People don't know her in her district, District 3, that northern Waldorf stretch. So she is leaving because in district only, I don't think she could win reelection. So now that's why she's running for president, because Amanda Stewart's base has always been outside of Waldorf. She has strong swaths of support in Cobb Island, Newburgh, in other areas. She caters to a lot of folks on those sides, but you don't see her in District 3. So this is a strategic decision. She's fleeing District 3 and running for president so she can keep that base of support.
She's a refugee?
My problem is,
Yeah.
problem is if you can't represent your own district, how the hell are you going to represent the entire county?
Exactly.
That's my problem with her.
Yeah.
And I mean, let me play devil's advocate for a second. So I'm sure she would say that, well, I've done a good job representing the whole county as a commissioner. So ta-da, make me for your whole county, which I guess you could even say sure to that. But like you all have said, she has not built up her own district either, but also she hasn't really built up the rest of the county outside of her district either of the things people have been talking about. People's in Bryan's Road are still complaining about their strip malls not having things in it. She has been supportive of these other strip malls coming in, which are always empty and don't have anything nice in it either. So no, she hasn't done anything.
Well, let me tell you, man. If you cross her, she's a nasty woman.
Mhm.
If you cross her, she's very vindictive. But I don't have a problem with telling her or any of the others, fuck them. Because I don't care. But what I do care about is my community. I live right off of Smallwood and over there by the food line. Be coming in off of Smallwood is trash. I've been behind this woman for at least 10 years to tighten up these landlord laws. I mean, trust me, I know the folks, the guys are going to hang out. It's just part of life. And I'm not saying that the sheriff, we need the sheriff to do anything, but at least clean the place up. The grass is uncut half of the damn times. She'll ride by. I've seen her ride by, but she doesn't walk the area. It's one thing I did like when Ruben was our District 3 commissioner. You would see him walking the area. I've seen him in the kid. That's how I met Ruben. I just moved into my house. I was the first one in my development in Autumn Hills, and he was walking the community because I was complaining about McDaniel Road not being open. He called and said, "Hey, let's walk." And to my surprise, also, you know who else has walked my community? Candace Kelly.
Really?
I didn't think she was the greatest commissioner president.
Go ahead. Yep.
But at least she took a call, whether she gave me lip service or not. I mean, I had a kid died in my driveway. Got hit by a car, and the kid was killed at the mailbox. They're going to the store how it happened, but she was the one that came out. She came out, knocked on the door. Ruben was here. I haven't seen. Only time I seen Amanda when we had what they call that in August.
Summerfest?
No, neighborhood. What is it called? The sheriff's office.
Oh, the not the neighborhood watch. The night out. Yeah, you're right, Greg.
National Night Out.
Which I think is bullshit anyway. But that's another story.
I mean,
but that's the only. That's the only time I seen her.
Wow. And
I've never seen her. Never in my life. Never.
She drives a black BMW with tinted windows.
Oh, I thought she had a Tesla. Okay, let me not get into what this woman drives. But I was about to go down a whole different path. So I will say this, to her, as much credit as you can give it to her, and I actually passed this to Micaiah to talk about it too, is Amanda has kind of staked her flag in the quote unquote anti-data center camp. I won't even say anti-data center. It's more anti the current version of the ZTA for it. And I'll give it to you, Micaiah, to talk about how she's not really anti-data center.
Thank you, Carlos. So I talked to Amanda Stewart at this last planning commission meeting, and she was just talking about TerraWolf and how they've invited TerraWolf to come have I don't know if it would be an open door conversation with the community and whatnot and all of this other. I don't want to call it nonsense because I've only had one conversation with this lady, but it is a form of political manipulation to say that I have voted down a specific data center ZTA and then say you're against data centers when it's only a specific regulation of ZTAs or data centers that you are against. You're not against data centers as a whole. And she has said constantly, her and Gilbert Bowling have said constantly that they are for data centers with specific regulations and for them to be in specific areas, but they are not no data center people. So all of their responses to me on this internet have been, I have voted down the ZTA. I voted down the ZTA. Okay, well, what about this next one? What about the one after that? What about the one after that? What would your vote be?
Micaiah, it's funny that Gilbert and Amanda are now teammates. 4 years ago, they couldn't stand each other. If you go back and listen to you can go back into the county's archives of meetings, they were at each other's throat.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, the Mark Belton situation, not to go down that rabbit hole, they're friends now.
Mhm.
Let's
You
be
know, I heard some scuttlebutt about that. What are you going to say, Mr. Greg?
let's be straight up here. There's not one commissioner right now that has said they are absolutely against data centers. Not one of them. From Ralph, Ruben Tomasina, Gilbert, and Amanda. No, they all give this nuance. I voted down that ZTA, as you said, or they start talking about, well, think about the revenue we need for the county.
Mhm.
And we want to hear more from the community, or let's send the ZTA back to PGM. All of them have danced around the question of, are you for or against having one period? There's only one candidate that I can think of. Maybe there's more. I can only think of one commissioner candidate that has said absolutely hell no, and that's Micaiah.
Yep.
Everyone is giving this very cautious, like we need it, and we kind of want to wait till after we get past the primary, and then we'll talk more about it. That's what this
I
is.
think a District 2 candidate, she's a Black woman.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
Cheryl
Cheryl has said that she's against it as well. But thank y'all for that kind of that conversation about Amanda, so I can kind of see how we're feeling about her. I want to go to one of the next candidates, Dialta Sweat. Now, Dialta Sweat is, I believe, if she's not the current, she is the previous chair of the or president of the NAACP of Charles County. She has previously ran before for Commissioner District 4 2 terms ago. Unfortunately, did not win that. She's making her political comeback by coming back again and running for Charles County Commissioner President against Amanda Stewart and Bontasha Sims as well. What are our thoughts when Dialta Sweat as a organizer, but also as a candidate? How have you all seen her show up or feel like she's doing? We love to laugh before the song.
See, Dialta has a way of showing up late. I can remember when I was a member of the NAACP with the whole thing with the Confederate flag situation. Janice Wilson cut a deal with the Fair Board to put it on a table. I was like, hell no, remove it, period.
Wait. So you're saying Janice Wilson's deal was with the
they
for
put
people who
it
don't
on
know,
a flag. It was on a
Charles
flag.
County Fair.
It was on a flagpole. Janice cut a deal with put it on the table display. I was like, hell no, remove it, period. Then you had Dialta, and I was on the board at the same time, director of communications. I protested on 301 in my dashiki and a sign. I went ham. Dialta in turn wrote a letter to national organization, tried to get my lifetime membership stripped. So
Wait, who did that?
Wait, what? Hold up. That wasn't where I thought the story was going.
yeah, she wrote a letter to the national organization.
Janice or Miss Dialta?
Dialta. Janice saved me, spoke up for me, believe it or not. But in turn, when Janice decided to, Dialta and I, after that point, we just went back and forth. We didn't have a relationship. I was a new guy on the show. Hold on, I got you. So we had Janice decide to resign. I don't believe in folks running unopposed. So that night on the floor, I put my name on the floor. They came up with some shit. Well, if you were a new member, you couldn't vote. Greg and at the time his ex-wife, they couldn't vote. But I lost by 7 votes. The night after the election, I received an email from Dialta saying my service was no need as on the executive board, which I get. You serve at the leisure of the president. But she can be manipulative, or whatever the word is. I just personal opinion is, I'm going to leave it at this, and without mentioning the third candidate, this whole group of commission candidates, we're fucked for the next 4 years. I'll leave it at
that. Wow.
Greg, Micaiah, your thoughts?
I'll say this. And folks who followed the charter at the time know that I had some disagreements, pretty public disagreements with Dialta about some of the things in the charter when it came to a police department and stuff like that. I think, we're over policed in a lot of ways. We're small. There was a lot of reasons for us not to have a police department in the charter at the time. And her and I disagreed about that, and it got pretty heated. The thing that I think, though, is probably since Deron's experience, the thing that I do understand when I watch Diotha and the people under her at the NAACP, there's people under her that I respect, is Diotha understands sort of chain of command. She's comfortable delegating tasks and having folks under her, accomplish the goal. And I think that's what the job of the commissioner president is supposed to be.
She served 20 years in the military. So did I.
She was a chief petty officer in the Navy, right? And I respect that type of service and commitment, understanding of, we are one government. And I think she would do a much better job in that role than Amanda because of that. Diotha has the temperament for that office, where Amanda has proven, whether you've seen it publicly or if you talk to staff who will talk to you privately about what happens in the building, Amanda does not have the temperament for that role. Diotha understands it, and she understands it because of her career of service and her role in the NAACP.
Okay. And Micaiah, before we go to you, I'll say any county employee who would love to have their whistleblower moment, you can feel free to reach out to the Left Handed Leftist podcast. We'd love to have you on. Micaiah, what about you? What's your feelings?
Well, my first introduction to Miss Sweat was in 2020 when Desmond and her put together a Black Lives Matter protest. And I spoke there, and Miss Diotha Sweat was talking about pen to paper. Yes, Mr. Charles?
That Black Lives Matter program,
Uh-huh.
that was my idea. I walked down fucking La Plata Avenue on a courthouse. Trust me.
Shit.
I had the receipts.
Deron, let her tell a story. Let's tell a story.
Okay.
You're going to talk about her interactions.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know this.
That's deep lore right there. Okay, well, I was invited to speak at a protest in which Miss Diotha Sweat was there and Desmond. They made T-shirts and everything, y'all. I still got the T-shirt. But Miss Diotha was talking about pen to paper, and my family always talks about that. So yeah, that's my first introduction to her. As it relates to current now, I'm just gonna be honest, y'all. Like, I'm not an imperialist kind of person. I do not care that you have served your time. I do not care personally. I mean, my dad, he was in the Navy. We got a Navy federal loan on this house. Like, I'm privileged in that aspect. But in terms of imperialism and how we move forward in Indian Head, I would like to see an economy here in Charles County where we don't have to rely on imperialism and those taxes to support our community. I would like to see us move in that direction. That's not the direction Miss Sweat wants to go in. But I will talk about this forum that happened last night, and Miss Sweat ate Stewart up the whole time. She ate her up, like her presence and the way she stood up and she would walk in front of the table and just the way that she spoke and her demeanor. I mean, she's personally. So in terms of her demeanor, like you guys mentioned, her aptitude for leadership compared to Stewart's aptitude for leadership. I saw a recent interaction that Stewart had with, it's not faculty, but a government employee, and it was just nasty. It was nasty. I did not like it personally. And if I was that employee, I would be going to HR like, girl, you don't talk to me like that. So me personally, I like Miss Sweat's demeanor and her aptitude of leadership. Yeah, that's all I know about her.
Carlos, we could have a whole nother show about what you just said about Indian Head and the base and this $3 billion that's flowing there to modernize their munitions. And what is that all based on, and what's happening right in the Gulf? And it's like, the community's going to benefit from that, but globally, are we benefiting? That's a deep conversation to have.
I'm down to have y'all back on for that one. Because no, you're right. And shout out to Micaiah, because I love the anti-imperialism of it all, the socialism of it all. But I'll say my experience with Diotha has been back and forth in some respects. I'll say this as someone who comes from the organizing side of it too. Diotha, I agree with you, Deron, where like she shows up kind of towards the end of some of the fights, and then I don't see that like community engagement follow through. That was the more a while ago Diotha. This side of Diotha, the campaign side, I will say this: her and I agree on. Let me not say that. I think that she is easier to go to be like, hey, I have a disagreement with you in policy, and try to work out a solution to it, than Amanda would be. I feel like going to her, especially if you are someone who, like you said, did cross her, knows of her, or had any interaction with you, it's a non-starter to even have that conversation. Like it's people I know who can't get an email back from Amanda.
I will close my eyes, pinch my nose, and vote for her.
So that was going to be the next question for you all is who, so in this race, and for the viewers too, we're not really gonna go into the third candidate. It's just been a lot of stuff happening within media, but it is Vontasha Sims, a wonderful person, community activist, leader. She started a Jair's work group. She's also started Jair's Law and has been really active in conservation and in the environmental activism as well. So shout out to her.
And it was mean-spirited things done online intentionally. So I appreciate you saying that.
Of course.
I appreciate you doing that, man.
Of course. She's, I think we've all had wonderful just interactions and conversations with Vontasha. So we definitely gotta shout her out.
I sent her some funds the other day.
Okay. Shout out you, Deron. So I want to ask you all before we go to the next race out here, who are you all looking at voting for this upcoming election? And if you're still undecided, you can say that as well for commissioner president.
I'm voting for Delegate.
Okay.
I don't think it's a question. I mean, I think there's no way anyone can look at what has happened in Waldorf in particular, but Charles County as a whole, when it comes to traffic, when it comes to overdevelopment, when it comes to resources we need for schools, when it comes to any of the things that we care about. You can't look at 12 years of service and things haven't gotten better and say, I want to vote for more of that. So it's got to be Diotha if you want better and something different for our community.
Awesome. Deron?
I'm voting for Diotha.
Nose held too?
She's the better of the two.
There we go. Okay. Micaiah?
Y'all might eat me up for this.
Ooh.
I'm voting for Miss Sims. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. And honestly, truthfully, she has said outrageously nasty things to the constituents that she wants to represent. And there have been multiple people in this community who have, raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Vontasha Sims. That kind of thing. But I haven't. I met Miss Vontasha Sims on November 17th. The first time I stepped into a government building to fight data centers. That's when I met her. She asked me to be the treasurer of her campaign after a 20-minute conversation. I had to decline because I have other things to do, but I made her a Canva poster.
Okay.
The thing that she's been passing out, if you have gotten a flyer from Ms. Vontasha Sims, her and I have created that together. I'm just going to be honest.
I respect you. I mean, it's your vote. I respect it.
Vontasha is brilliant. Vontasha is brilliant. And I've gotten into intense conversations and names called between both of us because she can get to a point where she can boil over because she cares that damn much. And at the end of the day, we'll give a hug and we're fine. You know,
that's the thing. Like, she will curse you out, but she will still talk to you the next day with love on her heart. And I respect that kind of crazy. And I respect that kind of grassroots organization where she's on the ground with people and she's been through homelessness. She's been through so much and she's been through like working class issues that a lot of people just can't relate to. And I think that gravely impacts her mental health and her ability to do things.
She'll sit out in front of your house at 3:00 in the morning.
She will. Miss Von, I don't know how she gets to these places, but she will get there.
All right, y'all. We not because we ain't gonna do too much on my touches. I felt the car taking a turn. I was like, hold up.
That doesn't say we're not gonna do this.
Yeah, let me grab a wheel real quick.
Let's move on.
I'll say for myself, you all, I'm voting Diotha. I think she's someone, and I'm not doing it because we agree on everything. I'm doing it because she's someone, at least when we disagree, I know we can come to her and lobby her and push her in the right, or hope to push her in the right direction, even though I don't like voting on who's easier to move to the left.
You know, I'll say this here. Let's be done with it. Amanda has fucked it up for the last 12 years. What do we got to lose?
Yeah. At that point, as long as it's not Stewart, I don't care who
we'll be fine. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Move on.
No. Let's get into the District 1 of it all. So District 1, we have two commissioners running under the Democratic ticket. You have Gilbert BJ Bowling, one of the numbers, that's saying third. Gilbert Bowling is the current commissioner of District 1. He is a former Prince George's County police officer. He is also a farmer, either former or current farmer. I'm not sure which one it is. And he has held that position for, I think this is his second term, so eight years. What are our feelings on the job that Gilbert Bowling has done so far? And I will open it up to the panel. Everyone looks so happy and ready to talk about him.
He is.
Okay, go first, Mr. Frost.
Actually, go Micaiah.
Go Micaiah.
I'll let you start. Yep, go ahead, Micaiah.
Legacy slaveholder. That's it. That's all. You got to go. And when I brought it up, he was just so offended. Like, fucking for real right now. Be for real. From what I have heard in the community, the scuttlebutt is all the reports people do on their own voluntary time. Besides the fact that you have given money to Republican people for campaign advice so that you can blend in with your Republican constituents who love the KKK and the Confederacy, you're not a Democrat. You're not a Democrat. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. Of his policy, he votes no on things consistently because they're not perfect. And that's what these people do. Instead of perfecting something and saying yes to something so that we can move forward with it and perfect it over time, he just says no because it's not perfect, and then policy can no longer even be moved through. So yeah, I would rather have someone who can work on legislation and create perfection than just saying no to something because it's not perfect.
Okay. Go ahead, Deron.
Greg is going to be very democratic about it, so I'll go right now.
Okay.
BJ is Charles County version. He's a liar. He manipulates people, and he plays both sides of the road. He talks up his, and there's nothing wrong with being conservative. I'm a conservative Democrat. Just going to be honest. But
who says this podcast doesn't reach across the aisle?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
His conservative Republican friends for a vote. And the guy, he's a master at not telling the truth. And then once he gets caught, he plays this game. Oh, not me. They're after me. They're trying to attack me. Cry wolf. And I've always said to him, man up. Just be a man about it. If you, it's okay to disagree, but don't lie to me. Just like when we had this district voting, we used to do district voting. He would come into the Black community, especially the folks with the Title I communities with food.
Large voting. When it was
at large,
yep.
Rotten ass vegetables, feed it to those folks. And,
Wait, how do you know the vegetables was rotten?
You can look at them. Shit, we had a food drive recently that shit was rotten. But anyway, it's another story. It's, the guy is just, he's a Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. And I'll leave it at that.
Mm.
He's willing to say whatever he needs to say to keep his power and to keep his place. That's the thing. He's the ultimate politician. To me, it's about him surviving an election and just keeping the bowling name in Charles County government, right? Mm. I think I graduated, played maybe 2 years before him. And I've seen his type, even on, the stage that I work on. So he says whatever he needs to say to protect power. And Charter was a perfect example of it. Because he was the only one amongst the 5 that was retired, because they're all technically part-time positions and everyone else had a job today, he is in the building all the time, pushing staff around for his benefit, right? And Charter was a threat to that, because then you would have an actual county executive full-time to manage with that separate council. So that was his biggest fear, was Charter would take something away from him. Never mind if Charles County would be better for him or not. It's about him and his power. So he makes up stuff. He would lie about the school system in Charter, and we would get rid of the superintendent or the board. He would lie and say the Charter had a police department in it, and we didn't put one in, and state law says you can't have one anyway. He would say whatever he would need to say to scare people. He would lie and say we put a fire department in a Charter, and Charles County could do a fire department right now if they wanted to. They already have career EMTs, and we're not even a Charter. So to him, he just says whatever he has to do to survive, which come to Morgantown. So he wasn't saying all this, I'm going to get the ZTA mess before TerraWolf came in, because he wanted the revenue from a data center. He was very open about it. He would say that at his town hall. It's about the $20, $30+ million a year revenue.
Or $25 to $30 million, direct quote, as it relates to data centers.
Morgantown comes in. He is ecstatic that someone bought that power plant. He rushed to put something out probably before Morgantown put the release out. And then community comes in and say, hey, that's a data center company. He gets caught with his pants down, and all of a sudden he's against the ZTA. But a ZTA doesn't stop TerraWolf from Morgantown. They already got it, right? And it's already heavy industrial. So this is a game that he's playing, that he's the anti-data center person. No, you're not. You got your data center now. TerraWolf's going to build one there. It might take a little longer, but they're going to do one. And he's going to get that revenue, and he's going to claim to you all before the 23rd that he was anti-data center when he really wasn't. He's an ultimate politician.
Go ahead, Micaiah.
Sorry about that rant.
No, thank you for the rant.
Where's this country accent coming from, Mr. Gray?
Charles County. That's the Charles County accent.
He's country.
Wow. This is fascinating.
This is the real great.
Okay.
This is the non-Facebook version.
Okay.
No, because so I agree with what all y'all said, and I also have my devil's advocate side that I'll say in a minute here. But I agree with y'all. Gilbert Bowling, from my perception of him, has always been someone who he says the right things to the right people and plays to whatever crowd he think he can entertain. Where I will bring in my devil's advocacy part is he is someone, if community is yelling at him about it, granted it's a community he cares about, he will listen. To where you look at a lot of the commissioners now, they do not care if 1,000 of their residents show up in person and say, hey, we don't like this. They will not care and they will still vote how they want to. And I'll also say with Gilbert Bowling, to your point, Greg, once his District 1 people came out and said, we don't want this, he said, okay, cool, not full stop. I'm against the ZTA. Now, we all know he's not really against it. He just wants to, in my opinion, push it off long enough to where I don't even think that. I think Gilbert Bowling's plan is to have a task force so that it can be something he can say, hey, a community members agree with this. Let's go with that, because he still wants a ZTA in the end. But I will say that he is someone that if pushed enough by the right people, he will at least listen to what they have to say. And I can say this, he's someone who put up the the mandated air conditioning bill I came up with when I was pushing other, like, I was pushing term limits. He agreed with that. No attendance requirements. He agreed with that. But I will say, to your point, Greg, and you've always made this point, he agrees with it knowing, one, the others won't support it, but two,
Counts votes.
he will never push it. He'll just agree with it. Yeah, he's a good vote counter. He does like elected officials do. And I will say he's the most vocal on the outside of the board, to be on Facebook, telling people his thoughts and stuff, all that, where the rest of them aren't. The rest of them, you don't know what they're thinking at all, and they don't explain their vote.
Yeah.
Is he vocal, or is that McShane writing the post? Because I'll open up one of his ads and it has a Nevada area code. Look at his sponsored ads. The cell phone attached to it is from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's the headquarters of McShane. So we do our homework, y'all. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if he's typing everything that you see on his.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Waring. And
That's
you
a
know
good
what?
point.
His Caucasian constituents just love that he's always showing up for things. I heard he does like food drives, and he's constantly showing his face in the community. I think I've gone to the Farmers Bureau. I don't know what they're called, but some sort of thing that they have where they'd have like roundabout things.
Little events or something?
The farmers markets?
It's the Farmers Bureau, and like you can give feedback on PGM and EDD and stuff.
Oh,
Like one of those, like, it's session. Yeah.
Yeah. He was at the front. He did get eat up, and I do have footage of that. I don't wanna just out the person because I'm trying to have a personal relationship with them and I don't want drama. But like they was eating Gilbert Bowling up, and the fact that he has the Farmers Bureau endorsement is fascinating to me when farmers are not too happy with him. But he shows up for things, and I think his constituents like that. Their proud boy shows up for them consistently. Yes.
and constituents like access. They like to feel like they can
Mhm.
share in the community or
Exactly.
and Bowling does do that.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I
So
can say something nice about him.
right, we can all give half a compliment at least. So what, Greg,
Neither of us
we
have-
gotta make up for Deron and Micaiah with it.
Neither of us have a vote in that race.
Yeah, none of us can vote in that race. So let's move on to Desmond Rozier. Used to be the head of the NAACP Youth and College Division, a graduate from Howard University, also farmer by family. What else is running? Yeah, for District 1 as a commissioner, Democrat. What are our thoughts on how Desmond has done during this election, platform, race, all that?
He's gotten stronger as he's gone. I thought he did really well at the Bryan's Road Forum that the D9 and NAACP did last week. I'll say your intro to him is the reason why he's exciting for that commissioner race. Exciting for District 1 because La Plata is getting blacker and browner in downtown La Plata, the way people are moving to a town because it's attractive, right? He represents, as the Howard grad, as the alpha male, as, head, like you said, of, sort of young Democrats and things like that over time. And he's a farmer and native. He kind of represents the future of District 1, especially La Plata itself. So if you're a young professional, a young adult in District 1, I think you should be excited about Desmond.
Okay. Strong support. Go ahead, Deron.
Greg summed it up well. Nice young man. I think people are not giving him the honest look he has because of his age, and which I think age shouldn't even play. We have an 80-year-old plus delegate. Why can't we have a 24-year-old commissioner? We had an 18-year-old mayor in Indian Head. So I think the people need to just, I always said an uneducated voter is a very dangerous person. And I think everyone should look at his campaign, his 24, 23 short years on life, what he has done.
Definitely. Thank you. Micaiah.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm always like, I don't have popular opinions. Desmond, to me, policy-wise, is Gilbert Bowling adjacent, which is why those people should just vote for him.
Yes. I was waiting for who was going to be the first person to say it.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just in a person that's newer and fresh and young and has committed their life to wanting to serve their community.
You say that because of data centers and some of his answers lately on it? Or?
No, on data centers, he's more conservative than Gilbert Bowling.
He came out absolutely no initially at that very first public hearing that the Planning Commission did last fall.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some people have criticized his position since. And then he has said things that are more
on this podcast, and I will add the clip in here so the viewers can see it. He said that while he disagreed with how the ZTA works, he wants to see a ZTA passed at some point. Also, that he thought that Morgantown was the perfect place for a data center to go. Do you think that we should have data centers within Charles County?
Data centers has become a hot topic over the last year. And it's to the point where we don't talk about data centers, but everybody's talking about data centers, man. And, it's without a question that data centers are an opportunity, but it's only an opportunity if it works with the people and for the people and not against them. I think right now with the whole Morgantown issue going on, you cannot tell me that officials did not know about that coming to our community. Morgantown is without the doubt the perfect place for that. It's away from our neighborhoods. And I think that's why it was able to go there versus the other spots that it was anticipating when it came to our industrial areas. I am against the ZTA fully. I think that I don't think we were moving proactive enough when it came to understanding what industrialization within our community really means in 2026. I think we have to upgrade that without no doubt. But it's hard for me to say no data centers when I know for a fact that there's a data center already on the way. So if I shut my mind out to it, then I wouldn't be able to think of proactive ways to work with it. But at the same time, I want to say that there was no way it should have snuck within our backyard in District 1 without the community understanding it first.
So are you saying that you are supportive of the Morgantown being turned into TerraWolf because you said it's a good location for that property?
I'm saying out of all the infrastructure, industrial land within the county, that is the furthest away from our community. Unfortunately, decisions were made without community involvement and community participation. But if we did have to get sold out, I'm glad that it's not in our Black and brown neighborhoods.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He cleaned it up. He cleaned it up at the Planning Commission meeting.
Yes.
He did. Because there was a lot of pushback on that. Yeah. I mean, in terms of the police, very much back the blue. He's a perfect representation of what La Plata wants. It's just that Gilbert Bowling has a chokehold on these people, and I think that they should release themselves from the shackles of Gilbert Bowling.
Well, so Gilbert has been on fire in terms of 2, 3, 4 posts a day, all the sponsored ads, everything is up as far as signs and all of that, huge ones, gets the most developer money out of everyone so he can pay for it. Yeah. Is he doing this because he's worried about Desmond, or is he doing this because he's worried about November going against that Republican? That's what I think
that's a good question.
No, 100%. I 100% agree with you, Greg. I think Gilbert Bowling is scared that that Republican is going to actually activate the majority of the district, which is conservative.
Yeah.
To my point, more about Desmond, and to Micaiah's point, I think that even from what, and maybe I'm a little biased too, as someone who ran when I was 20, 22 going on 23 for commissioner. I just expect younger people to have more of a robust platform on these fresh ideas, brand new thoughts, like things that we even haven't heard of or just people don't talk about. It just seemed like Desmond was kind of running your established politician type of race. It was like, yes, we need development in the right ways. It was a lot of slogans, not much actual policy points, which in comparison, Gilbert Bowling also doesn't have policy points. So I feel like they both were trying to capture the same voter base.
Yeah.
I say something about his age. One of the things that drew me to Micaiah was because she was young. You as well, Carlos, energetic, that we needed more of the young people here involved because, I'm almost at retirement age. I'm tired. We need more people like you guys, the two of you, to be engaged.
Thank
So
you.
whatever you two can do to continue the movement, please do it. Because I don't mind stepping down.
Deron, me and you and I were talking, and you showed me a video of a young lady talking about data centers and talking about information county government was hiding, and she referenced the conversation we had at a public hearing about the 10 data center companies. And I said, holy shit, she has spent the time digging through the meetings, digging through the notes, listening to all the different people talking, and she's doing her due diligence. I was like, holy crap. And it's not, that takes effort. You got to be able to go to the site. You got to find it. You got to slug through those meetings. They don't make it easy. I'm like, if someone's taking the time, not only y'all have to use an energy on your side, but you do your homework. And that's what I think Deron is saying you get excited about.
Micaiah, and Carlos has been in this fight for a long time. Carlos and I, we've had our disagreements, but at the end of the day, it was just based on, I didn't believe he could build a fucking hospital.
And look, and all these years later, we still don't have a damn hospital. So shit, y'all should have gone with me and let me build a hospital.
That was me and Carlos' fight. But on a serious tip, you guys, I think the world of you guys, seriously.
Thank you.
And I've said to Micaiah, if anyone's harassing you, call me. I've told her that. I've said it via text. I've told that to Micaiah. Where it pains me, and I know we're gonna get to District 3. We always talk about protect Black women. You got to walk the walk, talk the talk.
Mm-hmm.
It can't just be one-sided. On my Facebook page, my personal page, I talk shit, just have fun. But at the end of the day, that's just a stress relief for me because in my line of work, I need to release some stress, so I just tell jokes all day. Every now and then I may say something serious, but even like the situation with our sister who commissioner president, I posted I didn't say my name, but I was hurt by the amount of people and Black women and some Black men that were going in on this lady and some knew her background. There's a particular group. To go back, they posted the picture of the swing video, which I thought was awful, man.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And thank you for that.
I get a little teary-eyed. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, thank you.
Keep fighting.
Yes. Sir.
Hey, thank you.
Speaking of fighting, you gonna go to District 3?
Yeah, let's go. Actually, I was gonna go to District 2.
Some fight.
Yes, I was about to go to District 2 real quick.
Oh,
I actually may, and we can keep that real quick to just people's, because District 2 is a whole lot of people. Overall thoughts from y'all on District 2. Who are you feeling? Who are you not feeling? You got Lenny Proctor, a relative of Thomasina Coates, Brandon Paulin, current mayor of Indian Head, Peter Murphy, former commissioner president, Cheryl Butler Walker, HOA management. I'm not figuring out what her specific title is, but she works with HOAs. Shamika Late Oliver also does a lot of advocacy work as well. And then Brenda Thomas, current school board member of District 2. What are our thoughts on that? And we could just keep it real light.
She's related to Lenny and Thomasina too now.
I'm sorry, Brenda Thomas also related to Thomasina and Lenny Proctor. Big family tree, a lot of branches, a lot of leaves.
Shit, I might be related to them.
Okay, Greg.
but that's not the point. And that's where I actually have a lot of disagreement with, family and friends on that side. I'm an unabashed Brandon fan for a number of different reasons. 19-year-old mayor. He has fought. He was the only one to go down to W. Mata to ask to bring that bus line back, begging the commissioners to come. Peter Murphy, they wouldn't. Right? He actually fights for that community. He's from there. And I, as a kid, would go to Eli's, and it sat vacant for all that time. I went to the A&P, which sat vacant for all that time after. I remember when there was, a little Errol's type video store up there. I remember the carryouts. I remember Indian Head was bustling, and then it was a ghost town. And Brandon has steadily, worked with the base, worked with others to actually revitalize that town. And I think that experience means something. So I'm a Brandon fan. I've got folks saying, oh, it should be Lenny. Lenny's a nice guy. But if you've gone to any of these forums, Brandon has outshined, oh my God, Brandon has outshined all of them, including Peter Murphy, who has been instrumental on the shutdown of the Western side. So, folks might disagree with me on this, but that's where I see it.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, we all know Greg's not being invited to the family reunion anymore. Micaiah, what are your thoughts on that race on District 2? Any jump out candidates to you?
I don't know, y'all. I'm a Proctor family. I don't want to say I'm a hater, but just based off my interactions with Proctor children, I knew about the Proctor children before just growing up with them. I didn't know the legacy was that deep. And I'm averse to people in this county who have already been running this county. I want a fresh new slate, personally. Especially my mom's from West Virginia. My dad's from South Carolina. They met at AU in Chocolate City, and then we end up in Waldorf in 2002. And that is the demographic of people who are now in this area. So I would like to see less legacy and more fresh faces. I like Brandon's tenure. I've heard nothing but good things about him. But Miss Cheryl, isn't she District 2? Miss Cheryl.
Yep. Cheryl Butler Walker. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen her at a Farmers Bureau but the Farmers Bureau meeting that I had just referenced. And after I had basically cussed Gilbert Bowling out, she spoke life into me. So I really appreciated that.
He's a Proctor.
She's a Proctor?
Well,
Wait, who?
Proctor Butler, the Butlers.
Cheryl is? Oh, the Butlers.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, never mind. So
maybe I'm missing out on some of the Charles County lore with that. We can get onto that in the next episode.
Yeah, Butlers are legacy people as well.
Really?
Butlers
Butlers are legacy.
I'm a Swan on my mom's side, so this is
No, I know you're a legacy too.
Oh, and there's the native tie from the Piscataway tribe too, right? So,
oh wow.
But I think, Micaiah, you are absolutely right, and I hate how there's folks who were running around with I'm a native, and I hope I don't come off that way. Who'll be like, everyone else's opinion doesn't matter. That's not true, and that's not how communities grow and thrive, right? So I think this whole board needs to be replaced, and you get the fresh faces then, right?
Yeah.
What about you,
Let's see
Deron?
where I start. The lady with the red hair, what's her name?
Shamika
I like
Latte
her.
Oliver.
I like her. I like
She's
Miss
nice.
Shamika.
Yeah, she is
She
nice.
don't know she don't know the difference between small business and Dollar General.
She laughed about that the next day and had fun with that. So good sense of humor.
But I don't think she knows. I really don't think she knows what's going on. That's just my opinion. But we got Brenda Thomas, sleepy Brenda Thomas. The lady falls.
Gotta be sleepy.
Good she is.
The lady falls asleep in the Board of Education. She's an empty suit. All right, Lenny, my man Lenny. My name is Lenny.
Facebook is.
Big brother
Lenny. Put some respect on his.
I think he's.
Where am I? Where is Lenny? I'm sorry.
I think he's a great guy. He means well, but nah. I could say some other things, but I'm not gonna say that. Who else is in the race? Peter, the 73-year-old dinosaur. And let's peel this back. Peter was a delegate. He and Candace Kelly they were going to switch. And he was coming back to lead, and Candace was going to go be a delegate. Well, Edith Patterson, the other dinosaur, spoiled that particular situation. Then you had the guy was a delegate, then he became the commissioner president, then he became the orphans court judge. The guy is awful. He's awful. And to do what he did with his property was disingenuous. How it was cut out, whether he donated such and such. Nah, you don't do that. Who else is in the race?
Brandon Paulin and then Cheryl Butler Walker.
Cheryl is a good person. I think some of the ideas she has, it's a little bit too grand. Charles County is a Democratic county, but it's very conservative. I am a Team Brandon guy. I think Brandon is more practical. He's not going to do He's just going to move along slowly. He's going to do everything he can for that side of the western side because it needs some things he understands, especially what they did with that store and some other things. And Brandon has been instrumental of going down the Capitol Hill with Steny Hoyer. I know we're going to talk about that the next, but people need to understand, especially with Steny leaving, some of that money and support ain't going to be there. So it's incumbent on someone that knows the land of what's going on down there. So I'm team Brian.
And I think this is such a wide group of people, and there's some people that we like that I hope they can help in other ways. Like I can see Cheryl. Cheryl talks in such great detail about HOAs and development issues. She could be an awesome director of PGM, right? Shamika could be a community organizer or the head of something somewhere in the county, right? I just think there's people who have talents, but it's not commissioner.
Cheryl's going to cross the aisle and bring people along with different ideas when we talk about PGM. And I'm not saying, she should settle for that by any means.
But I'm not saying she should do it, but I like Cheryl, but
I think just having another different voice. And let's talk about that PGM. We're in 2026. We've never had a black woman on that board.
Wait.
Really?
Wait a minute.
Are you talking about planning growth management or are you talking about the planning commission?
Planning commission, right? I'm surprised.
So look, you mean as chair or you mean on it, period?
On it, period.
Wait. Planning growth management?
No. Planning commission. The place he went for the data centers thing.
Is Ken Shardy on there?
Yeah, and that black woman, is she? Let me see.
I feel like Ken Shardy on there. I've seen her.
Maybe I missed that one.
But this is the same planning commission meeting that said put the data centers in the heavy industrial zones and didn't know that the black people were in the heavy industrial zones. So I mean,
they don't have pictures up. Okay, so I will do some digging in that.
Unless I missed that.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
But again, if I am right, it's 2026.
That's insane. Yeah. I will say my opinions on the people.
We need a progressive on that board. Put it that way. We need a progressive person on it.
I agree with you. We will find agreement right there, Deron. What I'll say this is, I think again, my support is kind of pushing behind Brandon here. I mean, when he came on the podcast, he had great ideas. I've actually had every candidate for District 2 on the podcast, but I also had Lenny on and I had Brandon Pollen on. The only two I didn't have on, Peter Murphy, who never contacted me back, and Brenda Thomas, who was the first one to respond when she put her name in, and then she said, hey, she couldn't, scheduling issues, I guess. But I will say Brandon actually came with ideas. He's someone, if on this podcast, as we talked, he came around to like rent stabilization. Do you support rent stabilization within the county as well?
Yeah. I mean, a tiered rent stabilization, like, naturally, like I'm not for setting the bar and then never moving the bar because costs have gone up for everyone. Inflation has gone up. But I do believe that they're like, if a house is $2,500 to rent, in 1 year, rent should not go up to $3,000, a calendar year. There should be, percentage increments, in limits on what you're, increasing by.
Would you say like how you have in Prince George's County or Montgomery County, they have like the 1% of like it's 3%, or Montgomery County, I think it may go up to like 5 or 6. Would you have like, hey, like one percentage for the entire county, or would you talk about it as like it's tiered as far as like, well, if your home was this to this, you get 3%, this to this 5, and up and up?
I think more the tiered approach is more feasible.
Different than the other.
Actually, you know what? So this is an interesting conversation, and not one that I've actually kind of thought a ton about. So I mean, if you do it by a kind of flat percentage basis, I mean that should be able to work. Yeah, I mean, all right, yeah, you convinced me.
Awesome, I love that. See,
yeah, I hadn't thought about it ton on that one, but yeah, I mean, rent stabilization, there has to be something done with levels of rent. But I'll also look at, I've been paying a mortgage for a couple years now, so I haven't paid rent in a while. But
yes, as someone
even my mortgage cost has gone up, and I'm like, right, like, come on, guys.
He came around he is pro Waldorf creating a charter. He even said like, I will be one of the main people on the board of commissioners to support it and advocate for y'all and give y'all help on that. I will say that Lenny Proctor, I agree with the chorus of people. He is a wonderful, nice person. I think he is probably one of the nicest people outside of Michaela Wilkes who's running, just as personality, like just a nice, happy, go lucky person. I don't think this is the right thing for him. I don't. I don't think this is the right for Lenny to, not for Lenny. I think that
Mr. Lenny. Okay.
yeah, Lenny is someone that I think if he gets on there, he will either have his own ideas so much that you can't push him on things, or he listens to all the voices and there's no kind of centralized ideology that goes along with it. Cool, y'all. With that, let's get to one of the main races that we all, I think this is all our district that we live in. We have district, oh, you're in 4. Never mind. I'm sorry. You don't have a primary. So you get to be an honorary District 3 primary person. So District 3 is 2 different candidates. One is Michaela Wilkes. She is a former congressional candidate. She is a community activist. She works with Life After Release, doing work with previously incarcerated women, and also getting women out who are currently incarcerated. She has been a staunch activist within Charles County, from data centers to having police accountability to having just all around stuff. I'll even start by saying she is 100% getting my vote. Michaela Wilkes was someone who brought me into the activism world. And the reason that I am as left as I am is because of her. Because before y'all really knew Carlos, he had his conservative views here and there. But so I definitely want to shout out Michaela Wilkes for helping bring me along on my political journey. You couldn't imagine, right? Michaela's done a lot to help me along the way.
When I first met you, I met you at a Michaela town hall type event at the library. That might be the first time I met you. Yeah.
Yes, that was. Okay. Michaela is even making community connections already before she's even in office. So I want to open it up. I'll actually say also you have James Wade, who is running, Central Committee member. Don't really have much to say past that because I don't know. Veteran, Central Committee member. But as well as Micaiah, your imperialism war does not really hold much weight to me.
Carlos, can I go first on this one?
Go ahead, Deron. I'll give you the floor.
As someone that served 20 years, 5 months, and 3 days, just because you're in the military, that doesn't make you a file leader. I know a lot of folks out in the military can't lead a goddamn a can up the road, okay? So we need to stop that. Mr. Wade, thank you for your service. Your condescending speeches, it's ridiculous. Your use of AI, the guy, his whole platform is AI. Now, I'm a 504 graduate. I'm dyslexic. I talk about it all the time. I'm not the world's greatest writer. If I slow down, I can write. But that is fraudulent. Your policy are AI, man. You know, I work in the field of cybersecurity. I dropped his whole policy that was written from his website into a program. 95% of it was AI. Mr. Wade, do better. And I'll leave it at that. But I am Team Michaela.
Okay. Wow. Micaiah or Greg, whoever wants to follow that up. That was, you said it like it is. Hoorah.
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 Wow. I mean, I have a working relationship with Miss Michaela Wilkes. I knew her name before we were in the coalition together. When Jake and Alana colonized the first coalition, she was one of the people who stood up for me. Michaela was not kicked out of this coalition. Michaela left that coalition. It's just a no-brainer for me, for Miss Michaela. Mr. James Wade, I know nothing of him. I honestly, y'all, I'm going to be honest, I haven't done any research on him. But what I do know is the scuttlebutt is he was speaking at Jake and Alana's rally.
Now, no scuttlebutt, he's on video.
Okay, it's video evidence?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a little lore, and me and another coalition member have a podcast coming out soon about it. But Jake and Alana, who my opinion, that they are paid actors by either the state or Gilbert Bowling or Amanda Stewart. I don't know.
Alleged.
It's alleged. This is just my opinion, guys.
And Deron's statement was alleged too, what he said. I forgot to say it.
They did not want Michaela to speak at a rally that we were trying to plan together after I think they poached a meeting from my group. Again, my opinion. So we tried to combine our rallies together for the planning commission meeting. Their position is no candidates can speak. And they ended our meeting on the nastiest of terms because they said that Michaela Wilkes could not speak at their rally because she's a candidate. And then they had James Wade there speaking. So just by proxy, no, thank you. But also my working relationship with Michaela.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Michaela.
Strong anti-data center advocate, Michaela is. And as I believe it was you, Greg, but someone said, is the only candidate who actually has come out and said definitively she is not for data centers at all. No way, no possibility.
I feel like we do not need data centers in our communities at all. We understand that there's a need for the generation of revenue, but the trade-off and the outcome of that and the cost to working class people and the county is just not worth what they're telling us that we're going to get from this. We do know that data centers are one of the reasons why our current utility bills are already high as hell, because we share a power grid with other states, including Virginia, who has hundreds of data centers. They are the epicenter of data centers in this country, and we are sharing a power grid with them. And that is one of the reasons why our energy bills are so high right now. We know that it's going to use millions of gallons of water, and we're already experiencing issues with water allocation in Charles County. We've heard recently at a past commissioner meeting that they're suggesting that we may have to increase our water rates because of the water allocation issues in La Plata.
And Ralph Pussy Pop Patterson putting her on his ballot is the nastiest, most scandalous work I've ever seen. That is witchcraft. That is insanity.
Hold on, go
That
back.
is so nasty.
Right.
Ralph Pussy Pop Patterson and Mama Edith, I'm sorry. If you want to work with me, you could hit my phone. But I do not like your son.
We'll get to that race later on. I have a lot.
Okay. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, man, it's been,
follow that up.
I can't, but I'll say from the beginning, the very first, announcement she made in those early forum appearances to last week, she has been consistent. She addresses issues head on. She actually has ideas. Online, people come for her. She doesn't duck anything. She addresses all issues head on. That's who you want sitting in that seat. And to me, especially District 3, you want someone who has lived experiences. You want someone who can connect with people. You want someone that can talk to folks that aren't, the large landowners, in other parts of the county that are used to having power in Charles County. Micaiah is what District 3 needs. It's what Charles County needs on that board. So I've been super impressed with her. And she walks in her power. I think it's dope. Wade can't articulate a policy position. I don't know what he stands for other than I'm with them, pointing at Bowling, Stewart, and Murphy. I think it's pretty funny that some of these groups are endorsing the other three and not endorsing him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm with them. He even said, I think we were putting him on the spot with different questions at forums. I think he said that, he opposes term limits and he would vote to repeal them. I'm like, dude, read the room. People like those things.
Wait, what? Not after, no, oh, hell no, not after all the damn shit that we did to get it.
Right.
Hell no. See?
So I'll take that back. That is one policy position that he does have.
Oh, there we go. We have one. It starts with one. One at a time. Wow. Okay. So thank y'all for that. Again, shout out Michaela Wilkes. We are sending her all the best and hoping for her. Actually, I was gonna skip the District 4 race because it's just Ralph running. But Deron, if you got something to say about it, I'll let you go ahead, and then we'll skip it, and then we'll go to the next one. Go ahead.
In the next 4 years, if you live in District 4, you come to the commissioner meetings. If you're in Charles County Matters complaining, fuck you. You allowed him to run unopposed, so it is your fault. So for the next 4 years, suffer.
Okay. Nice
We have until some date in July. I don't know the date. Carlos,
Yes.
please fact check me. But we have a date until July where we can find a write-in candidate. And I implore the members of District 4 to find it in their heart and the time and your spirit.
Or not even just write in. You can petition to be an independent candidate. I believe you can also be a third party candidate. The only third party you could be without petitioning, I believe, is the Green Party because they have ballot access this year.
Okay.
Yep.
Give me something. Somebody, please.
Yeah. I think him running unopposed is probably one of the most disheartening things. I'll say, okay, I'm not going to go into District 4 because I can do a whole rant about that one. Cool, y'all. And I will say to the one thing that you said, Micaiah, about the slate part is, look, I understand candidates do not control who puts them on slates. Anybody could put anybody on a slate. They do not have to confirm it with you, ask you about it, get your opinion on it. I will say that if people want to add Michaela to the slate, in my mind, I'm saying it because they know that she's the best candidate for this. She's actually going to represent her community, and that James Wade's just a rubber stamp for if Amanda and Gilbert Bowling get in, he's just a rubber stamp. He's just a vote. Alleged. I don't even know if you have to allege that or not.
The problem with that slate and the fallout from the slate is, you're right. if he wants to put her on it and didn't give her the courtesy of asking her, that's one set of issues. My problem is all these folks that are affiliated with these other groups that run with Jake and these professional activists. Because I think I agree with you. That's what he is, right? Whether he's being paid or not, he's looking for the next thing to jump on. These people know she's anti-data center, but are trying to use that to sow seeds and say that she's not. They know what her position is. She has been crystal clear about it, but they're trying to just kind of throw that out there to muddy the waters. And it was messed up.
No, yeah, it's disgusting. Thanks. So let's go into the delegate race so we can keep that kind of, we can actually, I'm going to combine the delegate and the Senate race for District 28 into one here. So for delegates, you have, well, as Deron said it, you have the first dinosaur is Edith Patterson.
Well, let me take you through this here.
Okay, go ahead, Deron, take the wheel.
They went district voting for the commissioners, our delegation. They voted for district only for everyone else except them. Our entire delegation lives on the western side of the county. Bryan's Road, go figure. We have an 80-year-old dinosaur. You know, Stinny stayed in, I think, 3 terms too long. Edith needs to go. You know, folks talk about the importance, don't know the importance of that central committee. Not saying anything that's going to happen to her. But let's be reality. Anything happens to her, that dysfunctional central committee will have to replace her or anyone else. I will say this, and someone won't say this yet. I'm only voting for one. I'm not, say vote up to 3, I'm only voting for one.
Do you want to tell us who you're voting for?
I said, Bina McAllister. And the reason I say that, she's a friend. She's a friend. She's a loyal friend. I met Greg back in 2018 on the campaign. I need to put Greg in here. He became a loyal friend. Do we have our disagreements? Well, we have some disagreements. Same way I have with Greg. Me and Abina go back and back. But we could fuss, cuss each other out within the next 2-3 minutes. It's over and done with. So I think out of that whole group, we said it earlier, man, it's time for some new leadership. I'm tired of the same people over and over holding on to power. You know, we talk about Congress and term limits. There should be a term limit here in Annapolis. I mean, the governor has to go only 2 terms, but we have other folks in there, 4, 5, 6 terms. Why? We as Democrats need to stand up and say, look, no more. So and Deborah Davis, I love her to death. I consider her, sometimes she can be a friend, sometimes before. I mean, I've heard the little things behind my back, which I don't care. But at the same time, yes, I said it. I'm the type of person, if I say it, I'll say it to your face. I don't talk behind people's back. I don't have time for it. If I say fuck you, I mean fuck you.
Respectfully or not.
CT's running for Senate. He's a great guy. But I'm tired of being fucking lectured to.
CT does that.
He does.
Yes, he does.
This is not in a court. We're not in a fucking courtroom. Don't fucking lecture to me, okay? You have a law degree, great. I have a master's degree, great. I was in the military too as well. I get tired of people talking about their services, what they've done. Man, come on. We have some great people that have not served in the military. Military is not for everyone. It's not. But we need to stop with, well, I served here, I did that. It's time for some new leadership. This legacy leadership, I'm tired. So I'm going to vote 1. And like I say, it said vote up to 3. You can vote for who you want. Greg may have a different opinion who he's going to vote for. But I still love him. I'm going to give Smiley some shit. That's what we call Greg, Smiley. And I'm just tired. We need some.
Yeah. Go ahead, Greg.
I'm still
pass it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still thinking about some of this because you do have to pick, up to 3. I need to learn more about the John guy that's in the race too. He seems like a smart guy. I just want to add to this what Deron said at the beginning, Carlos. And
the John guy is Deborah Davis's cousin. See,
I got to do some more digging, right? So, and I purposely didn't go to early voting today. I thought about it when I left the NBA. I said I'm a vote on election day. But I want to go back to what you said, Deron.
Man, I even got a poll, man. Somebody just
damn.
Carlos, I would love for us to put a bill together as a proposal for the fall for districts, for unique districts within District 28. So we can carve out a Waldorf district and then figure out how to divide up the other 2 delegate spots, western side, and we'll play them point south, because
All right, I'm down with that.
This county looks a lot different than it did when these delegate spots were picked. We got a long way to go because you would have to testify on that bill, not in front of the commissioners, but also in front of the delegates, and they're not going to want to do it. But I think we need to push this. There should be districts, unique districts, and Waldorf have its own delegate representation. I think we present it and testify on it in the fall.
Prince George has it.
Yeah. A lot of places, even it's part of Charles County that's already in that with District 27A, B, and C. So yes, already do that now. And I'm down with that, Greg. Let's definitely talk offline about that.
Yep.
Micaiah, how are you feeling about or also before that, Greg, what are your thoughts around the Senate race as well? CT versus Aaron Corbin.
CT's got. I mean, CT, you're not going to beat CT's name recognition in this.
I'm gonna vote for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not, I'm not committing where I'm voting yet. I just think it's a foregone conclusion. Once Arthur made that decision that I don't understand to run for Congress, I don't understand. I kind of know he got some national attention with the redistricting thing, so he wants to strike while the iron's hot. I get it. But once he did that, CT had to jump in there, and it was his. CT's going to win that.
Yeah.
We'll get to the congressional race.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that. Micaiah, what do you think about the delegate senator races?
I'm not a fan
of anyone.
Anyone. I will say that Clifton Crosby went to high school with me.
That's right.
That's the wrong race.
That's 27A, right?
We're in US 27A. We're on 28.
Yeah, 28.
Can you give me a name of people?
I got you. You have Edith Patterson, who is the current commissioner. That's Ralph Patterson's mother. You have Deborah Davis, she's a previous commissioner and now she's a delegate. This has been her second term that she's on. I'll say this personally, I'm a vote for Deborah Davis. I think her work on just criminal justice policies has been the best. She is very progressive when it comes to criminal justice. Mm-hmm. I'll give her that. Mm-hmm. Abina McAllister, who is currently on the Central Committee, has been a part of a lot of the different clubs, groups within Charles County, does a lot of community activism. You have John Jones Jr., who I do not know anything about other than what Deron has just said about being related to Deborah Davis. And then Evan Smith, who is the Southern Maryland DSA-backed candidate.
He's 28? He's in a 28 race? Why was I thinking he was...
Who?
Okay. Evan Smith's in a 28 race? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I felt sorry for him, and that guy was out there with a suit on.
Ooh. Wait, at early vote?
Yes.
I feel really bad for him. I feel bad for him. He don't know what he's doing out here yet. So yes, he is the DSA back candidate, the more progressive candidate, totally anti-data centers, stuff like that. Was on the podcast.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I like Evan. I do like Evan. I've seen a lot of, his ads reached me on Instagram, so I'm his target audience. He's no data centers. I do know that. He was at the Planning Commission meeting and I spoke to him. Abina and I had a conversation before, but I'm pretty sure Abina's endorsed by Gilbert Boley. Am I tripping? But I'm pretty sure.
I haven't seen a slate. Now let's go. I'll say this, my friend. Now you cannot. If someone puts you on a slate,
you can't control that.
You can't control that.
I think there was a post that Gilbert Bolling did.
He did. Yeah, he did. It was a post.
Yeah. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm just gonna say it. I had the crown apple in me. So I had a conversation with Miss Abina, and it was a very nice conversation. And then she was endorsed by Gilbert Bolling, and then that made me very uncomfortable. She sent out a newsletter, and the picture is fair use. It was a picture of me on the bayonet that they used. And she put that in her newsletter. And then she texted me after she put it in her newsletter you already put it in your newsletter, so why are you asking me for permission? And you already did it. But I guess she was just letting me know. And I didn't really like that because you have an affiliation with Gilbert Bolling. So don't put me in that kind of mess. That's my only thing. And that's why but based off the conversation, I was really like Abina. I like Abina. And she said that when she was younger, she said that she was radical like me, and then life experiences, decreased that, which is valid. And that's a lot of people's experiences. And I'm not knocking that. Based off that conversation, plus the Gilbert Bolling endorsement, then extorting my name and likeness, I don't like that. And I like Evan. I like young, fresh faces. I like Evan. I like his degree. I forgot what his degree is in. I think it's in some sort of engineering.
Yeah, engineering or something.
Yeah, it's something cool.
Bioengineering, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So I'm going with Evan.
Okay.
Let me back up. I know Greg's finished. When you said about juvenile justice. I forgot about that. I vote too.
Okay. Shout out to Look at Carlos whipping up votes.
But as far as the Pattersons, or I call them the Black Kennedys of Charles County. Hell no.
Oh, I forgot to talk about Edith. I want to give some whackings. I do want to give some whackings, so I have the opportunity. You cannot attach a woman's child to her in terms of like who she is as a person.
You're right.
But you raised Ralph Patterson?
There's another one she raised too. I'll get into you that offline.
Please tell me something. And it was the way that Ralph Patterson tried to chastise my coalition members. And I forgot the date, but I'm gonna remember the date and I will never forget that date. Like, it was just nasty work. He shat on the Black radical tradition. He shat on Black women speaking up for themselves. And I don't know how you are raised by an accomplished Black woman.
Doctor.
She's a doctor?
The education doctor.
I don't know how that happens. I don't know what happened in the womb. I don't know what happened after that. But I really, and she could give him a spanking, and I don't believe in spanking children. But something has to happen for me to believe in Edith Patterson again.
Okay. Wow. All right, cool. I'll say for me, Evan Smith and Deborah Davis are definitely getting my vote. I'll say I can't bring myself to voting for Edith Patterson. I can't. Her and I have had disagreements on a lot of different policies. One of the major ones has been lowering the age to run for school board back to 18, which it was until she decided to change it. Her and I had a lot of disagreements when it came to the Charles County Public School bus drivers, where she at first was on their side, but then G.S. Proctor and Associates got to her, and then she's on their side. The contractors.
Wait, the practice.
Okay, so Greg and Deron, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that G.S. Proctor and Associates are they're part of the family tree of Proctors.
I don't know all the family tree, but you are describing G.S. Proctor and Associates is the county's hired lobbyist in Annapolis and probably the most influential lobbying group
for the county and some of the state.
Yeah, and candidates go to them for contributions and go to them because they have a lot of influence.
I'll give my little 2-second spiel on it, where G.S. Proctor and Associates is a lobbying firm, also legal firm, that not only gives money to Charles County candidates, they also are contracted out by the Charles County government to lobby for the county in the General Assembly. And they also lobby the Charles County Board of Commissioners and the Planning Commission for private entities who want to change CTAs, who want to do different zoning and building as well. Yeah, they also are in bed with the Charles County Public School bus driver owners, contractors, helping them against the union. There's a whole back and forth that I've had with them, and the least amount that I can have in contact with them, the better my life will be. Yeah. So all that being said, definitely supporting Deborah Davis, Evan Smith. I don't really know much about John Jones Jr. The thing that really got me on social media, he doesn't really post about running at all, so I didn't even know about it. I already talked about Edith. Abina, I don't know. I don't know if she gets my third vote or not. I haven't really seen policy from her like that to know what she's running on or what she's doing. So I don't really know about that, but hey, I'm going to skip the District 27 race because they only have a small percentage of Charles County anyway. Clifton Crosby was on the podcast. People can go back and watch that as well.
I thought he did good on your podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a fan of Clifton, but I thought he did a good job on your podcast.
I like how he took a stray from a compliment.
Yeah.
It was good. He's one of those people. I do believe if you have a conversation with him, you can bring him around to like your view of politics. If you have like an actual genuine conversation with him.
Do you think he's winning this race? Is he the front runner right now? Not the front runner. That's probably not the right word.
Yeah, front runner is a good word.
Really?
I don't know.
Where are the polls at?
No. I'm not saying he is a front runner. I'm just saying that's a good word to use. I'm not going to say he is one. I don't know who the front runner is between Yanel Morley. For people who don't know, she is the current school board member. She used to be the school board chair. This is her first term on the school board. She's running for delegate District 27A. District 27A recently was appointed when Kevin Harris got appointed to take Michael Jackson's seat as the senator to District 27A.
Wait, is
That
someone named Michael Jackson?
yeah, he's a pro police person, so not even the same. So you have after Kevin Harris got appointed to Michael Jackson's Senate seat, Daryl Odom, who was a member of the Prince George's County Democratic Central Committee, got appointed by the Central Committees in Westmore to being his
Over
delegate seat.
Yanell, right?
Over Yanell, because Charles
correct.
County Central Committee they chose Yanell, and the Prince George's chose Daryl, and Westmore chose to side with Daryl and put him on as well. To your point, Greg, I don't know who the front runner is. I see it's, to me, a split between Yanell and Clifton, just because I've seen the most of them. But then, and I don't know if I can say Daryl Odom has that incumbency help, because he just got appointed recently, and I don't think
Is he
anyone knows
working?
who he
I feel
is.
like I don't see anything, at least from a social media presence. I can't tell
No.
that he's looking for it.
No, I think it may have been like he's just slated up with Kevin and think that's going to carry him through, but I don't think that carries much weight. And so since we're going to skip it, we can do it real quick. How do people feel about that race?
I mean,
You're
I
on
don't
mute, Deron.
I don't have to vote in that race, but I have been started intrigued and then kind of excited about the idea of Clifton, just for a number of reasons. Maybe I should be looking a little deeper, but I just like the young energy, and he's been out there working early.
Yeah.
Covering ground. Like I've seen his signs in places, and I'm like, I don't even think this is 27A.
It's not. It's not.
And I've seen it around here, and I'm like, what's going on?
Vote for me wherever you live.
Hey guys, I'm doing two things at one time. What was the question?
The question was, how do you feel about the District 27A race? Yanell, Clifton, Daryl, and Sean Malden. Forgot him.
I got two friends in there, man. The Mellon guy and the young guy. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yanell Morley? Hell no.
Well, there we go. What you think, Micaiah?
I don't.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Micaiah.
I just don't. I don't have an opinion. And sometimes it's just better to not have an opinion.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything else about this. If I am gonna say something, I'm not.
There we go.
Yes.
We'll save it for the after show. So, y'all, let's go ahead to our last race of the night here, Congress. I'm going to do a run through of the candidates, and then in our comments, we can dissect them and have an open conversation about it. So the top candidates who most people are talking about is you have former Prince George's County Executive Rashawn Baker. He served a long time ago as the county executive Prince George's, also ran for governor and lost, also ran for the special election for Prince George's County executive and also lost. He's been on a losing streak. Let's see if this holds up.
He was a delegate a long time before county executive, too.
And was a delegate for a long time. So
why would you introduce him like that?
I'm sorry. I wanted to give an honest representation. You have Harry Dunn, former Capitol police officer. He is someone who ran for Congress in John Sarbanes' district when he resigned and lost to Sarah Elfrith. He is now running for Steny Hoyer's seat as well. Now that Steny Hoyer has retired, I will also note that he does not live in District 5 at all either. I believe he lives in the district where David Trone and April Delaney are actually running. So a little weird.
He's actually from District 5, though. He's a graduate of Surrattsville High School. I think he's on the Wall of Fame there. But you're correct. He doesn't live there now.
Okay. Thank you, Greg, for that. We got Harry Jaron. Harry Jaron is a firefighter out of the Anne Arundel County area. Also does some firefighting consultant work as well. We also have Quincy Barebe, who owns a healthcare company. She is based out of, I believe, Anne Arundel County as well. She has also donated $2 million to her own campaign. She recently has had an endorsement by Jamal Bowman as well, which is very interesting.
Bowman?
Yeah, Jamal Bowman has come out and endorsed Quincy Bourbon. Jamal Bowman, Congress member who pulled the fire alarm. Yeah, him. I love how that's the easiest way. You have Commissioner President Reuben Collins. He's the current Commissioner President, former District 3 Commissioner as well. He's no longer running for his own reelection, running for Congress. Arthur Ellis, the state senator of Charles County, District 28, resigned from his seat. One of his most notable things, as was mentioned earlier, I think by Greg, is he took a stand in the Senate floor of the Maryland State Senate around redistricting and in his support for redistricting. We also have Leah Messick. Leah Messick is a community activist, a former member of the, I believe, Democratic Central Committee of Charles County. She is also running. You have Walla Blagay, who is was a Prince George's County District Council member, got appointed to the at-large position, and is now running for. She got appointed when Calvin Hawkins got appointed to his job with the county executive's office doing economic development. Walla Blagay got appointed to his at-large seat, and she is running. She is kind of posing herself as the more progressive candidate. She was endorsed by Congressman Rokana. She's also had other progressive, like Our Revolution, endorsements as well. And then you have State Delegate Adrian Boafo. Adrian Boafo is a current state delegate, former city council member, and I think Mayor Pro Tem of Bowie. He also was Steny Hoyer's campaign manager for a long time, and he is endorsed by Steny Hoyer. He's also taking. He also is a Oracle lobbyist as well. Oracle being the AI tech giant, similar to Palantir, for those who may not know. So that being said, and that's only a handful of the over 22 current running, but 24 on the ballot candidates. That being said, I just want to open it up to you all. Thoughts? What candidates are you looking at? What candidates do you think about? Good, bad, and different?
I'll start. Miss Walla has pissed me off ever since I have seen her in PG County with these damn data centers.
Speak on it.
She has said astronomically egregious things as it relates to environmental racism. A lot of people don't understand the way that redlining and microzoning works. Even if an area is all white, these data centers, for the most part, are still put in the areas where most Black and brown residents are, because Black and brown residents will be in these heavy industrial zones. She says that data centers are not targeting Black and brown neighborhoods, and PG County is targeted. I forgot why she said it was being targeted, but she said their data centers are going anywhere where they have the space. And that is just not really how it works, because it's called the path of least resistance. And Black and brown areas have the least resistance as it relates to support. So even in Loudoun County, the microzoning and redlining still puts these data centers in Black and brown residents. Yeah, I'm not a fan, but she is very much like, no money overseas, no money for imperialism. So that's where I'm kind of confused.
It's one of the
as a
only
voter.
candidates who call it a genocide. But go ahead.
Yeah, she's one of the only people who call it that. If she can tighten up her no data center stance, she could have my vote, especially because at a congressional level, what I'm looking for in a candidate is someone who does not support genocide, someone who doesn't support money overseas when money needs to be spent here in the homeland. So yeah, I mean that's all I really got, because she's the only one who's she's the only one who's pro-Palestine, but her no data center stance is trash can, in my personal opinion.
She does not support data centers, but she is saying something incorrect about the zoning and placement of them. Is that what you're saying?
She is data centers in non-residential areas. She's like a Gilbert Bowling and Amanda Stewart.
Got it.
She'll vote for a data center if it's in a non-residential area.
Got it.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for that, Micaiah. I will also note that when Quincy Berebe was on my podcast, I asked her specifically, does she call it a genocide? It was, she said yes, but did not physically say the words, it is a genocide, so that people can do with that as they please. But she did say yes, that she does agree with that. To my knowledge, they are the only two candidates who openly said that. I had Harry Jaron on, and he didn't want to call it a genocide himself, the firefighter. Yeah, so
he's an interesting candidate.
Who, Harry Jaron?
Why you say that? I saw him at the JC's, and I think he wore like a firefighter embroidery type throw over zip, and he talked about, I don't know if he said he was a firefighter or he said he does grants for firefighters, but when I sort of look at some of his materials and I sort of look at, I don't know if it was a website, it almost made me wonder if that's real, or if it was more of if he's super polished. Not that firefighters aren't polished, but if it was sort of like a prop. and he really does consulting work and
That's his main thing.
Grant writing and things like that. Perhaps he is a volunteer. I don't know, but I almost felt like he was putting that on to kind of sell to a certain audience at the forum. That was the impression I got from it.
Okay. Yeah, I would say when I spoke with him, he reminds me of someone who is like progressive adjacent, or is like because multiple times he would tell like me in the podcast and the viewers he's not a leftist. He's like I'm not left on policies. He's like I am some kind of like quasi, maybe even to the right of Elizabeth Warren. A little bit. Me and him had a little disagreements when it came to his universal health care plan, because his policy says he's for he supports universal health care for universal preventative health care. And it was the preventative part that got me. I'm like, so where's the rest of it? And then he would not agree with getting rid of private health insurance. Was definitely like, hey, that's still going to be a thing. Even was talking about how there's no bill that would get rid of private health insurance. I'm like, well, hold up. The Bernie Sanders Medicare for All bill gets rid of all private insurance that duplicates what Medicare for All does. I'm not that much of a fan of Harry Jaron. I will say he's very intelligent on the policies. We had a nice back and forth conversation. I don't think no one here is a Rashawn Baker fan by any means to vote for him.
I mean, I have a lot of friends in this race, so I'm not going to.
Good job, Micaiah.
I'm not going to say I don't even know who I'm voting for yet. I have a lot of friends. I have at least 4 friends in this race.
Wait, really?
Rashawn has been in office a long time, and people will remember that he was the county executive in Prince George's when they lobbied Annapolis and did the school takeover. And there's a lot of hard feelings about that because Annapolis allowed Prince George's to appoint the school superintendent, to appoint certain school board members. Prince George's has struggled with their school system for years, and maybe he thought that was a desperate attempt to fix it, but it left a lot of hard feelings that you took people's vote away with the school board. So I don't know if that will hurt him or not, but he's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that experience is baggage at this point. I think the fact that most people know Rashawn Baker from losing his races, I do not think helps him at all from losing a lot. A lot of people can also link him to he's the reason that Hogan ever was in office, because he lost to Hogan first campaign for governor. When he
that was a horrible, my God. So you have a flashback to Ben Jealous and Rashawn in that primary. And then Ben Jealous was the candidate, and he was a flawed candidate.
Wait, no. The first time when Hogan ran, wasn't it versus Rashawn? I thought it was. Wasn't it Hogan?
No, Hogan beat Martin O'Malley's. Didn't Hogan beat Anthony Brown and someone else? Or there was, I forgot the ticket.
I think you could be right. It was against.
Wasn't it a Kennedy Townsend and Anthony Brown against Hogan, and Hogan won?
Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown in the general. Yeah, that's who he beat. He beat Anthony Brown. Okay, my fault. Let me not shit on Rashawn Baker too much.
He's a very decent man. I mean, he's a very decent man. Again, he's a statesman, because he was a delegate for a long time. He was an executive. I'll say that about him because I've had personal interactions with him. But he served a long time.
Yeah, it's time for him to retire, and let me not speak on Prince George's politics a little too much. I was about to say something. Yeah, so I'll say for Rashawn Baker, I'm not a fan. Harry Dunn, I just do not know policy from Harry Dunn. All I know of Harry Dunn is the police incident, or the January 6th riots and him as a police officer. For me personally, I feel like it's a little opportunistic for you to not run in the district that you live in, especially when the district you live in, other people are running against the incumbent. So you can challenge an incumbent or go challenge Sarah Elfreth again. I don't know why you're coming into what I feel like he's doing is he's jumping into an open seat that he feels like, hey, maybe my name recognition can just get me enough votes so I can go past the finish line.
He's endorsed by Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, which is also a red flag from me too. Anyone endorsed by Nancy Pelosi, anyone who even speaks highly of her, I'm like, no, thank you.
Pelosi was one of the greatest speakers in our lifetime. The things that she accomplished, including pushing single payer. The Senate just couldn't take it, right?
Okay. Greg, she done push single payer back. What did she say? I have posters of single payer in my dungeon or basement.
Dungeon.
So I was there. right?
Okay, yeah, you were.
But also no. So Harry Dunn's a personal friend. I've known Harry a long time.
Really? Okay.
So I'm not going to, if I'm on the Hill and he was a Capitol Police officer, and he's happy that he's been to my home, right? So I have several close personal friends in this race: Leah Messick, Ruben, a lot of folks. Harry has a lot of goodwill with members because he literally protected them, right? So, some of those endorsements, folks respect what he did that day and how he spoke out after. And he sued to block the weaponization fund. He was a part of that lawsuit. So Trump was trying to spend $1.8 billion, and he still may try to pay off January 6th insurrectionists. And Dunn and another officer went to court and got a judge to block it. So that happened, 2 weeks ago?
Wow.
Because he's still fighting the administration and what they did on January 6th.
I want him to keep doing that work. Don't get in my good Congress. But,
That's
but go ahead, Micaiah. I mean, my horrible Congress. Congress ain't really good right now.
It's Leah.
Leah.
I
Yeah.
forgot about Leah. Leah is pro-Palestine. She's
Mhm.
against data centers.
Yeah, anti-ICE.
Yeah, anti-ICE. I was going through the banner. The banner they do like your district, they do your Congress, like they ask people questions. And her response to immigration was very thorough. It had a lot of policy changes, which I really liked. I've had conversations with her. I just be on side quests. I made a T-shirt for her campaign. I'm in the Signal chat. Yeah, I'm in the Signal chat. And I completely forgot about her. The only issue is y'all white women, and I'm just be honest. But her and I've had conversations about how like white people, like y'all can protest in ways that we can't. You'll be arrested and you'll be released the next day.
Same day.
Yeah. And so those are the kind of conversations her and I had, is Walla or Leia. Miss Walla, get it together. I'm gonna have to vote for a white woman. I forgot about Leia. I'm so forgot.
Leah is very self-aware of privilege, right? So I think I can see you and her having a fantastic conversation about that kind of stuff.
We did. It was very kiki. Yeah, it was.
I commend her for that. I'll be honest with y'all. My vote is leaning towards Walla just for the progressive policy of it all. Do I have my issues with Walla as a candidate? Yes. Do I have my disagreements with how she even went? Her going for the appointment for the at-large seat to me was insane. That even in my mind, if Hoyer did not retire, she would have stayed running for her at-large seat on the Prince George's County Council. And I feel like she got appointed to it because she has enough friends on the council, but then she also used that to kind of form her up to Congress. At least I have more of a area that knows my name. I can run on. I'm an at-large person. Yeah. Now for everyone's,
can we shit on Bafo before we better?
No, that's what I was getting ready to go to.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to say, can we talk about the Democratic majority for Israel of it all in the APAC, the Oracle support, the AI data center support,
like just the worst candidate possible.
What I don't like is that one, you're endorsed by Steny Hoyer. That already puts a bad taste in my mouth. I think him being a literal lobbyist, so like doing the revolving door of politics the opposite way, thinking, I can be a lobbyist first, then I'm going to go in Congress to lobby for things. And vote for them myself, I think is disgusting. And I think, no, it's disgusting. And I think the way that Agent Boafo has basically tried to kind of skirt this around of like, hey, I don't know Larry Ellison personally, so, what does that have to do with me? I think where you work, yes, people have to work places, but you working for a data center or for Oracle as a surveillance state operator in AI technology firm, you should not be in Congress. The systems you want to create are not systems that my ideology wants to live by. I also think that the fact that he had Wes Moore endorse him and Angela also Brooks' endorsement also puts a bad taste in my mouth too, because it shows where their political bedfellows lie.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I actually thought, again, I'm being careful here.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought when I listened to him at the first forum, and he said two things. He said, I'm young, I'm a new face, but then he said he has the backing of all the establishment politicians. I'm like, those two things don't match. And I also think that across the board, whether it's commissioner races or Congress, this is a bad time to be seen as an establishment in anything.
Yeah.
I think everyone's asking for something new and something different. And I think his timing right now with data centers and all kinds of stuff, He's in a buzzsaw right now when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Micaiah, how you
It's
feeling?
really embarrassing. It's very embarrassing to me. I love conspiracies. I'm a black conspiracist. Like the fact that this white man has gotten a black man to do his bidding after him, knowing like the movement that is coming forth, the establishment movement that is about to happen. 2020 ain't got nothing on what's about to happen in the next year or two. So to get this black man to be everything that you are and were times 10 is fascinating. Westmore, I hate Westmore. Any person who is endorsed by Westmore should not be voted for, in my personal opinion. Like Oracle, are you for real? AI, like, are you for real? Like, it's just not looking good for you. I was looking at polls, and I think he's, according to somebody's poll, he's +7 in the poll right now.
He's
But
doing well in the polls.
which, and this, I would rather vote for a Republican.
Damn.
It's really getting to this point where I am so like
Michelle Talkington.
anti-Democrat.
I know, right? You've been to get Michelle Talkington. Lord help us
Like
all.
I'm just so against it. I'm so against this man. Anybody who's being pushed on my throat. I was trying to watch a YouTube video on something yesterday, and I got 2 ads in 10 minutes of
Which I
this
will
man.
say, a lot of his ads and mailers are not campaign documents from him. They are paid for by, what is it? Progress or Popular Progress. One of the
Crypto.
cryptocurrency PACs is supporting him. Also, APAC aligned PACs are also the ones sending out a lot of those mailers and stuff too. I'll say this: mailers, as far as mailers go, Quincy and Adrian have it down pat. And to me, it's Quincy's personal money that affords it, which I don't know how. A part of me feels like she has the David Trone effect that may happen of, I can kind of just throw my money around and get high enough in the polls, or not high enough in the polls, just get enough votes just to skirt by.
Buying seat.
Mm-hmm. And because you have just so many people, and I think that, I'll tell you this, I need you to have very good ideas. I'll say one thing, you all, because the episode with her hasn't come out yet, but
Okay.
one thing is that the weirdest part to me is that someone from her campaign was on the podcast with her. It wasn't just her.
A guy?
Yeah, Mark McLaurin was like on the podcast with her while we were doing it. I've never seen it before. It was just interesting to me.
On screen?
Yeah, on screen. You will see it when it comes out. They're like, he's talking and everything. Now, yeah, he's talking and everything. So it was just odd to me. Yeah.
That's very odd.
But that's very funny you say that, because yesterday I met her after coming out. She came to support Diotha, I guess. Because she hugged Diotha and they're in the parking lot, and she introduced herself and she gave me a card, one of her materials. And there's a gentleman standing there and he doesn't speak. He's just standing there.
Tall, light-skinned black guy?
Nah, brown, dark skin.
No, different people.
And then there's a Tesla. There's a Tesla SUV there, and then they're about to leave, and I thought she was about to jump in the front, and she gets in the back, and he drives her off. And I was like, oh, you got to drive?
She got money.
Well, hey, she donated $2 million to her own campaign. She better have some money.
But I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it feels weird, right? It just feels odd. And like, even in the podcast where she was talking about, because one of my main questions for her is like, how do you feel about universal healthcare? Because you own a healthcare company. How does that work?
Yeah.
She was saying like she agrees with universal healthcare and Medicare for all, but also does not want to get rid of private insurance. So then I ran up to the same issue with her as it was with Harry, of like, how you cannot have both of these systems. You cannot say I want universal healthcare, but I also want to strengthen the Affordable Care Act, because the two things are opposed to each other. Yeah. For her, it's just for her, it's odd. I just do not care for the overabundance amount of money that you're throwing into your own campaign. I don't agree with it personally. But also, I wonder how it's going to be, because from what I've been seeing on social media and stuff, she's kind of started to be painted as the left-wing progressive candidate. And while it's also trying to take that lane, I don't know if you all know of Rogue DC Rogue DNC. They're on TikTok and stuff. They are basically talking about Quincy as like hey, she is like the progressive candidate against Adrian Barfo. I'm a clip in Jamal Bowman's. Actually, let's see if I can find it.
What's up, everybody? Congressman Jamal Bowman here in Maryland's 5th District. I am with Quincy Baribe. She is running for Congress. They are spending big money against her. AIPAC is coming for her. We are not going to let that happen. Say hi to the people.
Hi, my name is Quincy Baribe, and I'm running for Congress to represent Maryland's 5th Congressional District.
Let's do it, baby. Let's win. Peace and
right.
love. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her on Facebook. Let's do this.
Somebody else can talk about their thoughts just on.
I'm actually
Adrian or the race.
surprised if that's how she's positioning herself, or if that's how people are viewing her as a
I'll be right back.
CEO. That kind of doesn't. I wouldn't think that she'd be positioned that way, owning a healthcare company, because
Yeah.
there'd be so much said about costs in service and all those types of things. So I'm surprised by that, honestly.
Yeah, that's the one that just doesn't make sense to me, because I'm like, those, like you said, those like two things are like diametrically opposed to each other. I'm trying to see if I can find the video of her getting endorsed by Jamal Bowman, because one of the things that he said that was just so weird to me is he was talking about her as if like, hey, she is like, hey, like AIPAC spending all this money to like not have her in office. And I'm like, well, I don't know if AIPAC's spending money against her. It's weird to me because I'm like, one, I want to know who paid for Jamal to fly out here. Where did that come from?
Right.
And also, okay, I have a question.
She did. Sorry.
Yeah, she did. But allegedly, do you think that Jamal Bowman helps? Because I don't think people in Maryland even know. If they don't know who he is, they don't care who he is.
Didn't know.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to show a picture of him with the fire thing. You know?
And that may lose some votes, honestly. They might say, oh, and Micaiah, you missed that. I just showed a clip of Jamal Bowman indoor. He's actually here in the 5th District at early vote sites stumping for Quincy Baribe. Now, Greg and I were alleging that he got flued out by Quincy at this point, because I don't see him paying his own money.
Wait, so Quincy got this much money?
I mean, enough to give your campaign $2 million.
$2 million, and this is from healthcare
You seen what they
and
charge?
other things and other. Like, that's monstrous. I don't know. That is insanity.
Yeah, so I just don't. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm leaning towards Walla just for the progressive ideology of it all. Do I think she's the
What's
best
holding
candidate?
you back from Leia?
Y'all gonna judge me when I say this, and I hate being this candidate. I don't think she can win, and I'm not. And I've never been the type to like, I vote for you based off if you can win or not. But I think that I don't want Adrian in the office. And I think Walla is the only one of a progressive ideology who can win. But the crazy thing is, in the polls and stuff, Walla's not even doing well.
Oh, she's not?
No, she's like below Harry Dunn.
Besides Mr. Oracle.
We have Arthur Ellis. We didn't talk about Arthur Ellis, y'all. We can do that real quick. Arthur Ellis is running.
Ruben's
Nothing about this.
You're right. Ruben's in the race too. I'm sorry.
Mr. Collins.
I feel like Kiki Palmer. I'm sorry to this man.
But Ruben and Arthur attract the same voters. So, like, once one got in the race, the other one coming in hurts the other. You know.
Okay, can I be honest, y'all? What was Ruben's real reason for running for this? Because I didn't think he could ever win it. I don't. Does he think he can win this?
Well, he followed
I think he does. I think he does.
Well, I think
he go. Go ahead, Mr. Ware.
I was gonna. If you don't start calling me Greg or smiling, but look, I know, I'm just playing. But I think anyone that's Southern Maryland based is thinking Prince George's is going to be a bloodbath. They're all going to be canceling each other out because there's a couple big names, and then perhaps Southern Maryland maybe can get a coalition with St. Mary's and Calvert and try to overcome that. But that's a tall ask. But I can see.
St. Mary's and Calvert would rather say we're just not voting than put in Ruben Collins or Arthur Ellis. Arthur, in all credit to Arthur Ellis, I will say Arthur Ellis has his progressive moments. He also has his very conservative moments. He also is someone, I don't know what he's thinking when he thinks it. It's just, he thinks what he thinks as he thinks it, and we all kind of go along with it at the moment. I mean, also, I don't think he gets Calvert and St. Mary's because he also wants to like separate Charles County from Calvert and St. Mary's. I think the moment they start hearing that, they're gonna say, "Oh no, we're not rocking with that."
I'm all for abolishing this Tri-County shit. Abolish it right now.
Wait, Greg, you're in the same view?
I think, well, you know, as a charter proponent,
you want
us making that move would have probably caused some real revisits of the Tri-County agreement and our relationship with those two counties. I don't know all that would have been positive or negative and how that would have played out, but we're growing in a way where our, how much are we paying in some of those agreements versus what we're getting out of it? It's a real question. I'm not trying to be diplomatic here, but I'm just saying, we should always be revisiting our relationships, right?
No, definitely. I agree with
They need
that.
to revisit that white supremacy they got going on.
I know, right? We really do. That honestly, that needs to be the first conversation when we all when we all sit down with the other counties. Yeah, for me, when it comes to the whole Tri-County thing, I feel like we're stuck in it until Charles County gets the mentality of, hey, let's start acting like a county by ourselves. Because I still think it's weird that we are so tied in. Like, no, not weird. I have weird feelings around CSM because St. Mary's and Calvert have a bigger say in what happens than we do, where we are the primary funding and we have more population. We should have more say in what goes on in that. But I also think it's weird that Charles County doesn't have a community college of its own. St. Mary's has its own community college. Why don't we as Charles County have something that we can just call?
It used to be Charles County Community College.
It used to be really now.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yep.
As a former alum, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
It was
as a former North Point alum here, I'm concerned.
It was originally Charles County Community College, and
I did not know that.
Dr. Patterson worked there helping kids in all the different schools get college visits and things like that. And she actually drove me to get my only college visit to UBC when I was a senior at La Plata. The tour to campus took me that hour drive by myself. Came from CCCC, picked me up. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Dr. Edith, Delegate
Good
Patterson.
job, Edith.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just don't know how she raised that. I was about to say it.
see, we're almost there.
Happened.
You want to give your thoughts on Congress race real quick? Because we're about to head out, but you want to give us your thoughts on Congress?
I am a relationship person, and I said that earlier. I'm going to support Commissioner President Ruben Collins until
I know that's right.
Until if he doesn't win, then I'll come together and I'll vote as a Democrat. Ruben is a great guy, despite what other people think about him. Personally, he's been a friend. He's just like Greg. I can call him and cuss him out. Trust me, we've had some conversations, and 5 minutes later, we move on. And that's what friendship's for. He'll call me and hold me Greg will call me and hold me accountable for stuff. I remember, tell a quick story. My brother passed away. It was about 2-3 years ago, and Greg reached out to me with something I posted, something I said. I don't know what it was, and we went at it. And we were going back and forth. He didn't know where I was. I said, man, you hit me up about this crazy shit. I'm in New Orleans. My brother died. He was like, oh, man, I'm sorry. Let's talk when we get back. I told him when I saw we were going to do this, we were going to wrestle.
But I see you.
But guess what? I called his Mama Jane. I mean, it's just like brothers. Carlos and I, we've had some conversations. But one thing I can say, I could text him and it's like, okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Zebra. Micaiah, you haven't got to that.
He'll be there at some point.
I'm sure the day will come.
But it's
a rite of passage in Charles County.
It's all in love. Yeah. I won't call you out on social media. I call you out. I call you and cuss you. Right, Greg? I will never air out our laundry on social media.
Family conversations stay in the family.
Again, back at I am Team Collins to the end.
Okay.
I will shout out Mr. Ruben Collins. He's been very nice to me personally. He's been very nice to me. I don't really know too much about his policies. I think there was one time when we were doing the legislative proposals and they were talking about like a car that had been in a parking lot for too long. And this woman was talking about like, how do we make sure stuff like this doesn't happen? And he was like, fine them, put them in jail or something. And she was like, no, let's do something else like punitive. And he was open to that conversation. So I think that he's open to conversation.
He's a consensus builder.
He is.
That's what Amanda Stewart said.
But she totally isn't. But she takes advantage of that with Ruben. And the thing about Ruben is an incredibly decent, thoughtful, kind person. Yeah. And he's very thoughtful about a lot of ideas, and he'll take your feedback on stuff like that. But he wants to bring that whole board together. And the other two on that board don't operate that way. They want to extract as many wins in any small changes so Ruben doesn't look like he led some type of consensus. And that's hurt him in recent years because they've weaponized on that board both Stewart and Bowling. a lot of issues just to thwart Ruben.
Mm.
You
A
know,
lot of people want
you
to
know-
move forward unless there's consensus.
You know, a lot of times Ruben wants to move. I'll say this here. The board we have right now, John Boy, the D4, he's not consistent. You know, he, a lot of times the things he wants just don't have the vote.
He's abstained. I've actually never seen commissioners abstain before, and he's one of the few who's abstains from votes and does not provide any reason for it either.
Ralphie?
Yeah, Ralphie.
He's a fool.
Ralphie.
Anyway, let's go back to Mr. Collins.
Yeah.
I will also say on behalf of the coalition, Mr. Collins has we've had a meeting with Mr. Collins, and he has reached back out to us and he said, let's meet. And we have not met with Mr. Collins yet. And that's our fault. We have other things to do. But he has reached back out to us and has asked to meet with us. Absolutely.
Good.
Yep.
Awesome. Shout out to Ruben Collins. I'll say this about Ruben Collins, and this is not even about his Congress race because I don't know what he's running on for Congress. But I think Ruben is someone I've had private conversations with him just about politics, policy, stuff like that. He will listen. He will give you his opinion. He's someone you can talk to. I just think he's not a fighter. He is not someone who's going to get up there on that board of commissioners. And if he were to win Congress, I don't see him getting up to the floor, making a heartfelt and passionate speech about something, fighting for his bills, fighting to advocate to get people to show up and to really win bills. He seems more just like, hey, I'll put a bill up. I hope it pass. You know, there's no fight. There's no fire in him, which when he talks about his like civil rights work and all that, I don't see that correlating to nowadays Ruben Collins.
He needs to get his fro back. Maybe if he grows his fro out.
From that fight perspective, that's what makes Leah very interesting because she, you know, if you listen to some of the things she said at forums, you know, she's like, the status quo is not working in terms of how that body's working. And like, don't give them quorums and don't let them move some of these votes through. And she's willing to take extra steps to say, you know, that ICBP money is so devastating. We have to pull out all the stops to not get that bill across the line. And she's shown up at a lot of hearings and meetings and things like that. So it's a different approach.
But you do know if Stewart, Bowling, and either Murphy or Wade is elected, they're going. I mean, give us to go after them. They're gonna roll back term limits. They're gonna take the money from the IG. They're gonna take money out of that IG. They do not want. They talk a good game about transparency, but they don't want transparency. They want to keep Charles County the way it was. And I think someone said it earlier. And I get it all the time. You're not from here. What the fuck that means? I've been here 24, 23 years. I pay taxes here. My tax bill last time was $7,000. But I don't care whether you're from DC or wherever you're from. If you're paying taxes here, and it's not that because you're not from here. Come on. We got to cut that crap out. You know, just like folks what we talking about. Folks said, well, there's too many chicken spots. Okay. But guess what? They stay full. They stay full.
Did you hear him last night at the forum?
Yeah.
Douther brought that up. And she
Wait,
goes, I'm going to say something about chicken and the type of restaurants. Last time that came up, there was almost a fight because
that was
yours truly.
She was talking about you.
Yeah, she was talking about me.
That is so embarrassing.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. I got several friends of mine who owns, whether you want to call them chicken restaurants, you know, one of
In
them
Charles County?
Yes, one of the guys, man, he took out his 401k. He had a dream. And he's doing well. Carlos he started a podcast. Who knows where it's going to go? I mean, all it takes is one person to share something, and it just spreads.
Do you want to shout out his restaurant?
Yeah. No, I mean, I like that.
Okay, we're not going to do this.
But the fact there is that, you know, I don't want anybody to come after him because he was pissed, and he said, "Man, thank you for standing up for me." And you know, I got a little bit aside of myself. I shouldn't have pushed the table in his chest, but you know, the fact that he called me a boy, it just pissed me off. You know, we talking about a man who basically stole from special needs kids by not showing up to work. How you do that?
Allegedly. I'll say allegedly.
Allegedly, my ass. He didn't show up.
Well, I'll say it for my legal reasons. Allegedly.
He's covering himself, Deron.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm covering me. And also, everyone who's speaking saying it on their own behalf. Anyway,
I got some friends worked in that building at Surrattsville High School where it went down.
The special ed kid?
He just didn't show up to work.
You know what? I need to do.
He was on Zoom calls, commissioner meetings, when he was supposed to be in the classroom doing IEP meetings.
Damn.
I mean, how you do that?
Those poor kids.
I mean,
I want to do a separate episode about just that because that's just so odd to me that
Hey, what?
happened and it was just okay.
You want to do one about special needs? Hey, man, I'm a 504 graduate.
I know.
I'm dyslexic, so
Yeah.
yeah, I am.
Y'all are on my roster anytime I have to do Charles County related stuff. And honestly, I'm making this a new series that we're doing.
I just want to know how you're going to take 2 hours and 18 minutes and edit it to kind of connect the conversations, because we're all over the place right now. You ain't letting
Hey,
he's going,
and I'm not.
Whatever Micaiah is working on over there, she's going to be done by the time we finish this thing.
Micaiah's have a nice little crochet session.
What are you knitting?
What are you making?
I'm crocheting. It's a titty cup.
You know what? I'm sorry.
See, look, what they say, you ask questions.
You get an answer.
You get it?
I make bralettes. It's a bralette.
Y'all, wait, can I at least close out the podcast first before we start getting into just people's lives? So, y'all, thank y'all for being on this podcast with me today. I mean, honestly, this, like y'all heard me say it multiple times here, viewers, like this is going to be a regular segment on Talk About Charles County, give updates on what's going on, especially as we look at whoever gets elected to the Charles County, just races and stuff like that. Before we head out here, I want to give everybody an opportunity to just give just their final thoughts, comments, how people can stay in touch with you all, see the awesome work that you're doing. Micaiah, I'll let you kick it off.
Hey, y'all. Hey. You can follow me on Taja, Taja Lloyd, Lloyd. My middle name is Taja. My first name is Micaiah. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't really care. I also have a business. I crochet and stuff. I make cute little hoochie outfits. You can follow me at Taja Studios for that stuff. If you need some hoochie shorts, Mr. Tross, for your next vacation, I can make you some shorts, your little hoochie daddy shorts. Yeah, whatever y'all need. Hoochie wear, hit me up. My nonprofit is getting going. I'll be surveying small businesses in Charles County, so we can do some advocacy work, because these district commissioners, planning, PGM, EDD, they all got us fucked up. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, stay woke, stay black, type shit. Yeah.
Type shit. All right, Deron.
Hey, you can find me on Charles County Matters. As Greg said, you can find me walking on Smallwood and McDaniel Road. I get my exercise in. You see me. I'm a nice guy. I won't bite your neck off. Contrary to proper belief, every time I'm in Charles County, I support all our businesses. I don't ask for anything free. No one can ever say I ask for anything free. I want to put that out there. Contrary to belief, folks think I'm around here eating free. I wish they helped me pay this mortgage for the 1st and the 15th every month. But at any rate, I want to thank Micaiah for the work that she does, Greg, collaborating with him, the work he does, and Carlos. Thank you. I know you talked about making this a monthly or whatever, and I'm glad you're taking on that, because it was something that I was thinking about doing when I talked to you about the Riverside. So you're real good at it. You go for it. But when I get off this phone, this call, I'm going to hit the button in Charles County Matters. You do not have to wait for me to approve anything. You go for it.
Thank you.
I did it for Micaiah. She already knows. They just, whatever you post, so all your videos.
I'm a cool kid now, y'all.
Right?
All your videos, your podcasts.
Awesome.
You don't have to text me and say approve anything. Just go for it.
Thank you. And if you could do it for the Left-Handed Leftist Facebook, that's where I'm gonna start posting stuff from. That'd be awesome.
You have to. Is it in Charles County Matters?
Yep.
All right.
We're in there. I'll text the link to you to that Facebook page.
Okay, do that, and
whatever's easier.
It's in the group already.
Yeah. I'm in the group. I've already posted stuff before.
All I have to do is just find it and.
Okay, you're perfect.
Left-handed
awesome.
left. Okay.
Leftist. Yep.
Left-handed leftist. Boy, you about to get in trouble for that. As a matter of fact, tell your mom I said hi.
I will. You might see her at the early. Hi. Oh, thank y'all. Shout out to Marcia out here.
She's a nice lady.
And I done turned her into an activist now. So you come into a public meeting near you.
Seen her there.
Every time she sees me, she's just Deron. Like Greg mom does the same, Deron.
She'd be like, is Deron going to behave himself this time? I don't know. You'll see.
Actually, I think she was in that room.
Yeah, she was. And told me about it. That's how I first found out about it. Shout out to you, Deron. You make a good impression. I'll say that. Greg, go ahead. Give us your final thoughts and how people can stay informed of what's going on, how to follow you around.
Thank you for having me here with the group. And Deron is the mayor of Waldorf. Until we incorporate Waldorf and make it an actual municipality, which it needs to be, and hopefully we can have just a conversation on that. Deron is the acting mayor until that happens.
Man, I'm thinking about get me a shirt for Juneteenth and just wear that.
You should.
Sure.
Yeah, you
dope.
should.
That would be dope.
Hey,
But
Micaiah be designing canvas stuff.
but
I do for white women, so I'll make one for you, Mr. Charles.
my thought on that though is, you know what, we're gonna get past, you know, this early voting in the primary in November. Let's get past this, and then I think we should start having community conversations about what this would mean and the value it bring to Waldorf, because we need it. Because that building down in La Plata uses Waldorf, and there's no rhyme or reason to Waldorf's own development because we don't have any self control here. Not self-control, but we don't have the ability to control our destiny here.
Self-governance.
Self-governance. So you'll find me in CCM floating around, and either Fridays or Saturdays at the end of the week, I'll do my updates. And I've been treating them like a Dear Diary, so I'm going to stop typing so much and try to shorten them. Maybe I'll play with...
No, I like the long.
I enjoy it. Hey, we may start doing the video version of it too.
That could be a good way to... I would love to collaborate and we do that. Do
Okay.
a video, what happened this week.
Carlos, I need to see you at Juneteenth, okay?
Yes, you will. I will be there. It's on my calendar. And oh wait, shout out Juneteenth. Shout out when it is, what's happening, where is it, all that.
Juneteenth celebration at the Shops of Waldorf on 301. We are having just a day of a remembrance, of fun and reflection. Come on out from 1 to 6. I feel okay with saying this here. We're going to have Magic 102.3, Asia Wilson. It's going to be simulcasting. And we have a special guest from Annapolis.
Oh, drum roll for when that happens.
There will be a press release that's coming out on Monday. That's probably going to shock the world, but we're going to have some fun.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. You all, thank you so much. And for all our viewers, remember, this is a podcast. So that means like, share, subscribe, do all the little doodads, bobbles, buttons, whatever you can to keep this podcast growing. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you can get alerted every time a new episode drops. And remember, we are also dropping some stuff exclusively to YouTube with the amount of excessive candid conversations I've been having. A little too much for the podcast itself, but they will be on YouTube. So you all, with that, see you next time.
Carlos with his monologue.